You don't believe this married man could have been Zacario's biological father? Is it that you didn't want him to be because he was married?
It was both, Your Honor, because that man, he had too much going on.
So can you tell me with 100% certainty, 100%, you know Mr. Milner is your child's biological father?
With time, Your Honor, I cannot be for sure on anything, and I have to be honest with myself. And I've been honest with Mr. Milner. I don't know for sure. I can't be for sure. That's why I need this test today because, even though he said he'll be there for him, every time we get into an argument, it's like, well, he's not mine. It's an ex. It's this, it's that. And I'm tired of hearing it. I am.
In the case of Milner Sr. versus Heath, when it comes to 3-month-old Zacario Milner Jr., it has been determined by this court, Mr. Milner, you are the father. Oh, wow. I haven't seen you smile like this, Mr. Milner.
It feels good. It feels great.
How does it feel to finally get the truth, Miss Heath?
It feels good. It's closure. I can live my life peacefully, and we can be happy words.
Mr. Fisher, you claim you made the biggest mistake of your life by signing the birth certificate for 2-month-old Sophia. You say your fiance dropped a bomb on you just once.
You dropped a bomb on me.
And admitted you may not be her father. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Doyle, you admit to making the biggest mistake of your life by cheating on Mr. Fisher. But stand in court, hoping and pray
What?
he is Sophia's father. Is that correct?
You don't got no more.
Mr. Fisher,
Huh?
you
You don't
said
got no
gay
more weed.
results mean everything. Explain.
I'm gonna get it.
I love Brittany. I love Sophia to death. They're my world, but she lied to me. She kept the truth from me, and it kills me. I hope I am Sophia's father. I love her to death. That's my baby.
So you say you love her,
Yes, Your Honor.
and so you decide to settle down, and you had this beautiful relationship. It felt perfect to you.
Is it windy out there?
Everything I've ever wanted.
And then Miss Doyle,
Yeah, it is
how
a
did
little
you
bit.
end up here?
What the
What
fuck is
happened?
that for?
One of
Niggeroo.
his family members, I was on vacation with one of his family members in Florida, and another one of his family members that he was with at the time had texted me, and he said, Trey's cheating on you, which we call him Trey, but his name is John. So, I was hurt. And so I went to be by myself at the pool area where I was at the time, and a guy walked up to me. And he's like, well, you look like you need somebody to talk to. Do you want to go to my camper and talk? So I go back to his camper with him, and we talked about it, and then one thing led to another. He kissed me, and then we had sex.
Wow.
Unprotected sex?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you ever find out if Mr. Fisher was actually cheating that time?
Yes, Your Honor. Me and him talked about it, and the family member admitted that it was a lie, that he did not cheat on me.
So the family member sent a text and lied,
Yes, Your Honor.
and you went and had revenge sex,
Yes, Your
and the
Honor.
whole time it was a lie?
Yes, Your Honor.
And Mr. Fisher, as you stand here, I can see how difficult it is to hear your fiance describe the night she had sex with another person. And you knew nothing about this until after Sophia was born.
Yes, Your Honor.
I felt guilty. Like, it was inside of me saying, hey, I need to tell him, just so that he knows.
Mr. Fisher, how do you remember that night?
We just had fun all day that day. Just holding Sophia, spending time with her
Come
all
on,
the time.
Niggeroo. You can't be running back and
She
forth,
started looking
man.
at Sophia, started crying, kept
Damn.
crying. And
When we hearing that door open like that,
I tell
my
her,
boys
I
gotta
love
sleep.
her. She's my world. So is Sophia. But I shouldn't have to stay and take care of some other man's baby. Because that's what a man is supposed to do. But I'll stay and take care of her.
If she mine.
Because I know she thinks that I'm the father. And I'm still horrible. She's mine.
Have you
Oh, you
prepared
got that
yourself,
good or something?
Mr. Fisher? Have you said, let me prepare myself either way. Let me just think about how I will behave, how I will take my next step if I'm not Sophia's biological father?
I haven't really thought about that part yet. I want to. That's a beautiful, amazing baby right there. That's my baby. She's what keeps me going every day.
Before I go to the results, Ms. Doyle, is there anything you'd like to say to Mr. Fisher?
I'm sorry that it happened, and it's yours.
Let me tell you this. You ain't got to be guilty about it no more. I know about it. I know you're sorry. Just don't pour it on me. That's my baby, you know my woman. And you're my wife. I love you.
When it comes to 2-month-old Sophia Fisher, it has been determined by this court. Mr. Fisher, you are the father.
You got the hold on me.
Oh. You can stand there with him if you'd like. How does it feel, Mr. Fisher, to know that that is your beautiful little baby girl?
Well, I think we're going to be getting married when we get back home.
Aww. Mr. Cohen, you say your wife brought another man into your home and had sex with him under your roof. You claim your trust has been shattered and you're enduring the ultimate betrayal of not knowing whether or not Kyrie is your son. Today's DNA results will determine the fate of your marriage. Is that correct? So, Mrs. Cohen, what is the current status of your marriage?
Right now, I'm trying to save my marriage because we are on the verge of divorce. I want to prove to him that he is the father of our 1-year-old son. He's my high school sweetheart. We met in the 10th grade. We started dating. We've been together for 7 years, married for 3, and I just really want to prove to him and his family members that he is the father of our 1-year-old son.
Mr. Cohen, how did you find out your wife was cheating?
In April, me and Jasmine, we broke up. We said we was gonna be done with each other for good. We were still living under the same roof in the same house. Going into May, we began to have sex again, all that good stuff. I went through Jasmine's phone one day after we got back together, and her phone was locked. She had a passcode on it. So I had to get in that phone. I said, okay, what can I do? I used all Jasmine's 10 fingers on her finger to unlock her iPhone.
How?
She had a lock on her phone with her finger.
Right, so how did you use her fingers?
She was asleep at the time, and I put her finger on the phone, and she continued to stay asleep.
Wow, all right.
Yes, so as I was going through the phone, I decided to check messages. I was checking phone logs, photos, everything. So I was like, oh, my wife's not cheating no more. We're about to be happy. I was about to lock the phone. Right when I was about to lock the phone, I opened up the notes in her phone. I see my name at the top. I was like, let me click on this note. Why is my name there? I clicked on the note, and there was 2 other names under my name. I instantly realized that was the people Jasmine had been intimate with, because my name was first, which I took Jasmine's virginity. and there was another name under of a guy who I knew she slept with while we was on the break. This was when we was younger. But then there was a third name. I knew nothing of that name. So I went straight to Instagram, typed in the name, and
You were busy.
I,
And you were doing this all in the middle of the night?
it wasn't even actually night, it was daytime.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Inspector Gadget. So then you go to Instagram and what happened?
Inspector Gadget.
I typed in the guy's name and his name popped up first. I clicked on that picture and it was the guy. I went in his DMs.
How do you know it was the guy?
I went into his DMs and I was like, "You're having a baby, sir." And he replied back to me, acting like he knew exactly who I was. He was like, "No, I only slept with her one time, and that's not my child. She told me nothing about her being pregnant or anything." And then he blocked me, so there was no.
To be fair, I was already pregnant when I slept with him.
In the case of Cohen versus Cohen, when it comes to 15-month-old Kyrie Cohen, it has been determined by this.
He don't look like him though.
Mr. Cohen, you are the father.
Oh my God, so happy. Everybody's a father. Be quiet.
You can stand with your wife, you can stand with your husband. You initially appeared in couples court due to cheating allegations, but this case was referred to me by the Cutlers due to paternity doubts. Mr. Jones, you claim that after 48 years of trying to become a father, your dream became a reality, but that initial excitement turned into a nightmare as your wife admitted that she had been unfaithful. You now believe 4-year-old Tamari is not your biological child, but will be crushed if the DNA results are negative. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mrs. Jones, you state you did cheat on your husband, but claim you are certain that Tamari is his daughter. You say today's DNA results will determine the future of your marriage and family. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Jones, tell me what your household has been like due to paternity denial.
Your Honor, my household been upside down. I'm sleeping on the couch. Your Honor, I never said nothing, but I always had some type of doubt. Ever since I found out she cheated, I always had doubt. I never
And you
said
haven't said
I never
anything.
said nothing, but I looked at her and I'm trying to see me. I'm trying to see me in.
And so you stepped up
You
now.
don't see you in her.
Sometimes.
This is new to me. I thought that he knew because he never brought this up until a little while, like a couple of months ago. I mean,
He didn't feel Tamari was his child.
yes, that's what I was under the impression of.
So why do you think you're here today?
I argued with him and I was saying petty stuff.
She cheated on me. I never told her that I had a baby, but
So you stepped up as a dad to do the right thing.
I did the right
And
thing.
for the past 4 years, you've been there for Tamari.
I ain't
But the
get
truth is, as you look at this beautiful baby, every day you're studying her features going, I don't see me.
right. At 48, I had the baby, and it's like my world is turned upside down. Every time we argue, she says she ain't mine.
Oh, she tells you. Are you telling him, Ms. Jones?
All right, I'm gonna be totally honest. Yes, I did tell him, but that was in the heat of the moment. I did, mess up in the past around this time of conceiving, and we all are human. We all make mistakes. I regret it. I'm very ashamed. I'm embarrassed, but it is a doubt in my mind as well. But I really don't believe that another man could I know it takes one time, don't get me wrong, but I don't think that another man just randomly can just overpower my husband's sperm. It just can't happen. I'm sorry.
You find out your wife is pregnant, and what goes through your mind?
I couldn't believe it. I didn't think I could have a baby at that age. I was 48 years old.
So you didn't think you could even produce a baby at 48 years
It
old.
was my lifestyle, John. I was in the street hanging out, doing a lot of things, and I thought maybe
You even submitted a chart to the court to outline why you believe you weren't this child's biological father.
Wait,
So you have a factual timeline where you basically say you lost your virginity in 1981 and you've had 33 years of an active sex life and no one has ever gotten pregnant until 2014,
Yes,
which is your wife. That's a long time. In those 33 years, Mr. Jones, you're saying I've never impregnated anyone.
nobody had ever told me.
And you've had multiple women.
I had multiple
Y'all having sex unprotected.
unprotected.
Hi, Dr. Gator. Hi. Thank you so much for being here today. We are here talking about the fraternity as it relates to beautiful.
Wires this to the back of the house.
And
Correct.
Mr.
And now this is going to connect to your main panel. All right. And so it's not a big generator, so it's not going to run the whole house. We have to deal with that. In this case, we're going to select the transfer switch, which is going to run a certain number of circuits that the generator is capable of handling and that we're comfortable with. So in this case, we have a 10-circuit unit. We can pick the 10 most critical circuits that the generator can handle and run. Furnace, refrigeration, heating system, that kind of thing.
Yeah, and so you pick them, you put them over into this box right here.
Right.
Power goes out,
So when the power goes out, you're simply going to switch this from utility power to generator power.
and that's a safety mechanism, right? Because we don't want to, what is it, backfeed the
It is.
lines?
That way, there's no way the street power will actually collide with the generator power and cause an issue.
Okay, it's a darn good idea, and it does force you to sort of pick the critical circuits.
It does.
But that's what you really need in these situations. And once you pick them, they're there, and you're good to go.
And that's it. It's nice and simple, but you are limited to those circuits.
All right. And the other panel, what's that for?
The other panel gives you a little more flexibility. So in this panel, we have an interlock.
Interlock, what's that?
Kind of does the same thing as that,
Three.
but what happens is the outside power inlet goes to this breaker.
So again, you have wired something like this to the back of the house. It comes through this panel, and it's hitting this.
Hits this.
That's a generator on-off switch.
And what happens is when you turn this on, this will actually feed the entire panel, and you can select what you want to run.
So what's the switch up here?
So that's our main breaker, the main power coming into the street
On or off for all of these
for
circuits.
everything.
So you still have one of these out back. It's wired to this. That's the interlock.
Correct.
All right. And then what do I wait? I won't take it on.
But it can't go on when that breaker's on. That's the point of this interlock.
This
In order to turn that on, we'll turn the main breaker off,
Huh.
slide this out of the way,
That's like a little mouse trap, right?
and now you can turn the generator on.
Gotcha. And you can't turn this back on unless you.
Exactly.
But that thing is not big enough to run all of this. And if this is in here, how are we not going to have an overload?
This is where you have to be a little responsible as the owner of the building. So typically what you do is when the power go out, you turn everything off,
Turn the generator
turn the
on,
generator on,
make a switch here.
make the switch,
You.
now start turning things back on one at a time.
So wells, your water, your furnace, refrigerator, lighter too?
Even a few other receptacles, possibly a TV. You can run the bulk of the house because at any given point you're not using that much power. What you want it to keep away from though is maybe the electric oven, your dryer,
Yeah.
bigger items, your central air conditioner you don't want to have on.
What happens if I do too many?
Then the generator will actually shut down.
Okay, that's really cool.
So it gives you a little flexibility. You can pick and choose what you want to have on.
Good option, and good to know that they're both available. All right, thank you, Heath.
Thank you.
The thump of a trunk closing is a satisfying sound, and it leads to some other equally satisfying sounds. Save more this Labor Day in store and online at the Home Depot. The Home Depot. Outdoors get more done.
Oh, I'm so happy.
Esta sí es una hamburguesa barbecue épica.
¿Qué pasó? Ah,
¿Qué? Ah. Prueba mi barbecue bacon double cheeseburger combo por $5.99.
Ceramides are important lipids found within the stratum corneum, essential in the regulation of transepidermal water loss and healthy barrier function.
Baby skincare with ceramides mimics physiological lipids and supports natural homeostasis.
Margaret, if I'm going to run a medical office effectively, I'm going to need these things taken care of professionally and promptly. Thank you. Now let's review. Turkey, whole wheat, and light mayo this time.
John and Sunita.
Margaret, I gotta go. The hooker's here. No. She lives here. Not here. Here. Yeah, just hold on. What?
John, I'm sorry to bother you. Can I use your bathroom to put my makeup on?
Yeah. Why?
The lights in my apartment shorted out again. And speaking of short, have you seen Bob anywhere? I've been asking him for days to fix them, and I'm ready to kill him.
Yeah, well, just don't kill him before he fixes my refrigerator. Anyway, Margaret, Anita. Hello, Margaret? Well, that's just rude. Excuse me, have you ever heard of knocking?
Hey, I didn't think you were home. And by the way, you know, Becker, there's no reason to yell at me. The other tenants make Bob feel welcome in their homes. They trust Bob. Oh, which reminds me, guess what I found in the back of Mr. Zimmerman's closet?
Yeah, I know. Women's clothes. Yeah, everybody in the building knows Zimmerman's a cross-dresser.
What? No, I meant I just found the Mickey Mantle baseball card.
That's Mrs. Zimmerman. They have an arrangement. What are you doing? I thought you were going to fix my refrigerator.
No, I just came for the beer.
Will that be enough? Can I fix you some food?
No, I'm good. I'm having dinner in apartment 5B. They're in Europe. By the way, Zimmerman's not the only news in the building. Rumor has it we have a lady of the evening in residence. You know, a pro, a streetwalker, a troll, a Harley. How bad is this? I'm talking dirty to myself.
Thanks, John. I'll see you later.
Wait a minute. You're with him? If your self-esteem is that low, maybe you and I should talk.
Bob, I had to come down here to put on my makeup because you never fixed my light.
I'll get to it.
You'll get to it right now. You're coming with me.
What about my refrigerator?
Bob's policy is to handle jobs on a priority basis.
And how do her lights have priority over my refrigerator?
You saw that dress and you really had to ask? Oh, and Becca, by the way, keep your eyes open for the hooker.
Baby skincare with ceramides mimics physiological lipids and supports natural homeostasis, making for a more resistant barrier to things such as toxins, infections, and antigens.
¿Todo bien con esos nuevos spicy tiny tacos?
Sí, ¿por qué?
Pero dijiste que estaba bien, ¿no?
¿Te pasas, eh? Prueba mis nuevos Spicy Tiny Tacos desde $3. Esta sí es una hamburguesa barbecue épica. ¿Qué pasó? ¿Qué? Prueba mi barbecue bacon double cheeseburger combo por $5.99. Listos para descubrir un verano de posibilidades en un Chevy nuevo. Un verano como nunca. Un verano como siempre. Listos para un verano inolvidable con Chevy. Find new momentos. Find new roads.
Sin pagos mensuales por 120 días en toda la Silverado 1500 cabina extendida más 2.49% de financiamiento con GM Financial y puedes obtener un bono en efectivo de $2,500.
Mrs. Davis, I am very, very sorry. I have no idea how this happened. Please accept my... Linda, why would you write this on a patient's chart? What? This. Big ass, no chin. That's just so I agree.
Then she told me she was 28 years old, and I was like, wait a minute, that's a long time. You know, that's a lot of time lost out of a kid's life. When we separated.
Remember, we have 3 patients named Mary Davis, and she's the one with the big ass and no chin.
Linda, she saw her chart and was really hurt.
Then why'd you show it to her?
My point is, I know Mrs. Davis has a big ass and no chin. That is no reason to write it on her chart.
I was going to come back, but I'm not going to be insulted anymore.
Way to go, Margaret. Listen, can we please pick this up tomorrow? My date will be here any minute.
Gil's out of jail. I better hide my purse.
Relax, he's not out of jail. Here's a tip, never bitch slap the warden. Anyway, I'm going out with this new guy, Craig. I've been seeing him for a couple of weeks. He's terrific.
Hey, Linda. Ready?
See? He's cute, has a great job, and no rap sheet. Craig, this is Margaret.
Pleased to meet you. And thanks for letting Linda off a little early.
Wow, you're not at all what I expected.
And from what Linda told me, you're not
Okay,
always...
time to go.
All right, where the hell's Mrs. Davis?
Oh, she left. She was feeling sick.
Too sick to stay in the doctor's office?
Oh, maybe she was just sick of waiting. I forget. Did you see Linda's boyfriend?
That's Gil? Has it been 3 to 5 already?
No, that's not Gil. That's a new one. It's Craig.
Oh, he looks normal.
And he acts normal too. He said, pleased to meet you. I heard it.
Who's up next?
Mr. Jones, in too.
Which Mr. Jones?
Larry Jones. Brown hair, blue eyes.
Doesn't ring a bell.
Chicken neck, big ears.
Oh, Mr.
Hey, Jake, it's Anita. I'm taking a paper.
No problem.
Can you change 100?
Not without a magic wand.
I'll owe you.
How's business?
Always good. Even in a slow economy, there are some things people just won't cut back on. God bless them.
Morning, troops.
Hey, Bob. Haven't seen you around.
Hey, you missed me, huh?
No, just remembering the good times.
Well, Bob's been doing a little detective work. There's a hooker living in my building. How you doing, Anita?
All right, Bob. I'll bite. Who is it?
I know, I'm curious.
You know, I thought I had it all figured out when I ran into a tall, buxom blonde in the elevator.
That's Mr. Zimmerman.
Yeah, I know. I found that out the hard way. Hey, Reggie, can I get some coffee?
Okay, but just coffee. I'm shutting down for lunch.
So you do read the suggestion box?
Wait, Reg, you can't close now. My business depends on yours. If you don't cook, they don't eat. If they don't eat, what am I going to do with 6 cases of Maalox?
For your information, I'm closing because I've been dating this new guy and he's coming by to take me for lunch. Wait till you meet him.
Here we go. Unlike any guy I've ever met.
He's funny. He's sensitive.
He loves me for who I am.
He likes that I'm a strong and independent woman.
Gee, I had no idea. Hope you two fellas will be very happy together.
Now we're teasing Reggie. She's got a new boyfriend.
Yeah, right. What else is new? I got a cheeseburger, please.
Sorry, Becker, I'm not serving lunch.
Oh, so you do read the suggestion box.
You know, I'm going to stop talking to you guys.
Wow, she really does read the suggestion box.
Oh, Craig, just in time.
You ready?
Yeah.
Mr. Tidwell,
Oh,
you say you were
I'd
never
introduce
in a
you,
serious
but
relationship with Ms. Lockwood,
that would be
and you
rude.
were stunned when she told you she was pregnant. The time
That's
when you
Craig?
suspect that Baby King's father
Oh my God.
another. Is that
Who's
correct?
gay now?
Relationship with my son. The only time he's actually seen
I don't have
my
an
son
appointment, but I was hoping the doctor could see me.
Sure, I think we can fit you in, Mr.
Bignozi. Big Nosy.
Okay, if you'll just wait a moment, Mr. Big Nosy, I'll start.
I am so sorry. It was bad enough that you were writing on their charts. Now you're referring to patients by their physical shortcomings. Again, I am so sorry, Mr.
Big Nosy. That's my name. And frankly, I don't consider my nose a shortcoming.
Neither do I. Until you mentioned it, I didn't even notice how big it is. I mean, Linda will take you back.
Right this way, sir. Sorry, sometimes she can be so insensitive.
Margaret, my office now. Please.
That's better.
Yes?
Yeah, Margaret, I need you to call the lab about Mrs. Waverly's blood test. Then call Medicare about those late payments. Oh, and then I need you to tell Reggie and Linda they're dating the same guy. Okay, thanks a lot.
Get back in here. That is terrible. How did you find out?
Oh, yeah, wrong place, wrong time. Anyway, handle it.
This is EA Sports.
Yeah, don't make a day of it because we're busy.
You found out You tell them.
Hey, listen, you don't understand. Every time I get involved in other people's personal business, it ends up biting me in the ass.
John, you have to tell them they're your friends.
They're not my friends. One works for me, one cooks for me. And believe me, I'm being generous on both counts.
John.
All right, actually, you know what? Forget I said anything. Maybe they don't need to know.
Of course they need to know. They would want to know.
Fine, then you tell them.
All right, sure, I'll be glad to. But if I do, they're going to want to know how I knew, and I'm going to have to tell them the truth, which is that you told me. And then they're going to be real mad that you knew and you told me instead of them. So actually, by not telling them, I am doing you a favor.
You just made that up off the top of your head, didn't you?
And it came out a lot better than I expected. Good luck.
Hey, Jay. Hey, John. Let me ask you something. If someone you knew was in a relationship and you knew the person they were seeing was being unfaithful, do you really think they'd want to know?
Oh, my God. Angela's cheating on me. I knew I could trust that woman.
Who the hell's Angela?
The girl I've been seeing.
I thought you were seeing Karen.
Well, I'm seeing Karen, too.
So you're cheating on Angela?
Hey, why are you taking Angela's side?
I'm not taking anybody's side.
Hey, listen, John. In case they should come in, now Karen knows about Angela, but Angela doesn't know about Karen, so cover for me.
You're on your own, pal. I don't care about Karen. I don't care about Angela.
Hey, a little respect. You're talking about the women I love.
Hey, Anita, let me ask you something. You date men outside the job, right?
Sure. Though when you take the money out of a relationship, it can get pretty weird.
Yeah, be that as it may. If you were seeing some guy and he was seeing someone else, would you really want to know?
Depends. If I don't care about him, I don't need to know. If I care a little, I don't care. If I care a lot, I want to know. If I care a whole lot, I don't want to know. Does that help?
How could it possibly help? Hey, Rich, coffee, please.
Oh, in a minute, Becker.
So anyways, this guy that I'm dating is really hot.
So is mine. So what does your guy do?
He works on Wall Street.
So does mine.
That's amazing.
Yeah, amazing.
So what does your guy look like?
He's tall, great looking, and has an incredible body.
Mine too. Oh, and he drives this great BMW.
You're kidding, so does mine.
What are the odds, huh, Becker?
1,000,000 to 1. Say, let me ask you something, Red. What's the name of the guy you're going with?
Craig.
Your boyfriend's name is Craig? Mine too.
Hey, are you thinking what I'm thinking?
That we should all have dinner together?
Exactly.
Oh, for God's sake, don't you see what's going on here? You're both dating a guy named Craig who works on Wall Street and drives a BMW. How stupid can you be? You're both seeing the same guy.
What?
I thought you should know.
Baby skincare with ceramides mimics physiological lipids and supports natural homeostasis, making for a more resistant barrier to things such as toxins, infections, and antigens.
Mis nuevos Spicy Tiny Tacos. Mis deliciosos Tiny Tacos con un toque picoso. 15 por $3 o con todo por solo $1 más. No sé si me gusta más el picante o el precio. Prueba mis nuevos Spicy Tiny Tacos desde $3. Solo en Jack in the Box.
¿Todo bien con esos nuevos Spicy Tiny Tacos?
Sí. ¿Por qué?
Pero dijiste que estabas bien, ¿no?
¿Te pasas, eh? Prueba mis nuevos Spicy Tiny Tacos desde $3. Listos para descubrir un verano de posibilidades en un Chevy nuevo. Un verano como nunca. Un verano como siempre. Listos para un verano inolvidable con Chevy. Find new momentos. Find new roads.
Sin pagos mensuales por 120 días en toda la Silverado 1500 cabina extendida más 2.49% de financiamiento con GM Financial y puedes obtener un bono en efectivo de $2,500.
were dating the same guy? How do you know?
How could I help but know? I saw him with both of you. This guy Craig's everywhere I go.
I can't believe this. He told me I was the love of his life. That's what he told me.
Gee, do you think he might have been lying?
I just don't believe this is happening. When I think of the parade of freaks that I've dated, and then I finally meet a guy who's handsome and funny and successful, and he's dating someone else. Oh, I'm such a loser.
I'm the loser. Do you know how long it's been since I dated a guy who's allowed to cross state lines?
Hey, come on. Let's be fair. You're both losers. Just because you're both desperate, gullible women with lousy tastes in men. Now, can I have some coffee, please?
How can you be so insensitive?
Me insensitive? What about Craig?
Oh, don't put this on Craig. You're the one who loves to spread misery. I bet you couldn't wait to come down here and tell us.
Not true. I waited a whole day.
You knew a whole day and you didn't tell us?
I've been agonizing over this. I talked to Margaret, I talked to Jake, I talked to Anita.
Oh, so you told everyone but us?
I told you just now.
Yeah, because you ran out of other people to tell.
Yeah, Dr. Becker, thanks.
Jake, why do I even open my mouth? You know, John, for a change, it's nice to hear you say that.
What the hell are you doing here? Landing the space shuttle. What do you think I'm doing? I'm making a pit stop. Your office is conveniently located halfway between the apartment and the diner.
Yeah, well, next time, go someplace else where my office is not a toilet.
Yeah, you say so. Oh, and by the way, I think I'm making some headway on the hooker situation. I'm narrowing it down. My dog horse is old Mrs. Feldheim.
Oh, that's ridiculous. Mrs. Feldheim's not a hooker.
Look, I know she doesn't fit the usual profile, but you don't wear out two hips without doing something dirty. I'll keep you posted.
Oh, hey, Margaret, thanks a lot. Yeah, I took your advice last night, and I told Reggie and Linda about Craig.
How did they take it?
Yeah, would you like to see the bite marks on my ass?
John, I ride the subway to work. I get that offer every day.
Yeah, well, I should have stayed out of it like I wanted to. But hey, you know what? Not my problem anymore. You know, it's over. Everything's back the way I like it.
Where you're totally ignorant of everything?
Hey, works for the president.
Listen, Dr. Becker, about yesterday.
Yeah, look, Linda, it's over. I really don't want to talk about it.
Well, actually, I just wanted to thank you. It turns out you did me a favor.
Whatever.
Craig and I are going to stay together. In fact, we're going out tonight to celebrate.
I don't want to know. Aren't you even listening to me?
That's very true. See, Craig really wanted to be with me, but he didn't have the heart to break up with Reggie.
Yeah, still don't want to know.
I mean, I feel bad for her and stuff because, you know, we're all sisters. But I feel extra happy that Craig chose me because, well, I won.
Got a minute, Becker?
What are you doing here?
Well, I brought you a club sandwich, you know, just the way you like it.
From the deli down the street? Wait a minute, why?
Well, I kind of bit your head off yesterday. But it turns out you ended up doing me a favor. It gave Craig a chance to break up with Linda because you really wanted to be with me.
So you're still dating Craig? You have no idea how much I don't want to know this.
Oh, I understand. You have to work with Linda. It's just that thanks to you, I have Craig all to myself. In fact, we're going to go out and celebrate.
Yeah, but not tonight, right?
No, he's got to go see his mom in Jersey. It seems like he visits her practically every other night. Isn't he just the best?
Yeah, and what he does, he's the best.
Well, thanks again, Becker.
Why the hell can't people just shut up? Yeah, Margaret, get in here. I need to talk to you. Please. Yeah, you're not going to believe this. Reggie and Linda are both dating Craig again. Shut the door, will you? He's got them both convinced that he dumped the other one.
Damn.
You're telling me? I can't even get a cleaning lady. This guy's got every woman in the Bronx.
Well, then you have got to tell them.
No. That's how we got in this mess in the first place. You've got to tell them.
John, I am not going to do someone else's dirty work. It would be different if I knew it myself. Then it would be firsthand knowledge. But as it stands, all I have is gossip.
You just made that up too, didn't you?
No, I was prepared this time.
Margaret.
No, John Becker.
Hey, Dr. Becker, can I leave a little early? I've got a date.
Whatever, just don't talk to me anymore.
Doctor's office. Hold on. Linda, Craig Brettler's on the phone.
Oh, tell him I'm on my way and that I love him.
She left.
Did she say she was meeting Craig Brettler?
Yeah, she's dating him.
Oh, no.
Oh, don't tell me you're seeing him too.
Of course not. I don't date married men.
He's married?
Oh, yeah.
Linda, Reggie, and he's got a wife? I mean, how much abuse does one guy need? Oh, come back here. Whoa. We both heard that at the same time. That means we have the same information.
No. But it's the person who's the closest to the source.
No, forget it. Don't even go there. Tag, you're it.
I've made a lot of questionable choices, and some of them I need to remove. Were all my bad decisions because I was dehydrated? Nah. Like living in my mom's basement into my late 20s. Mom, I've seen nudity before.
No peeking.
Oh, Sebastian.
None for you either. How do you like it? But now I'm trying to make smarter choices. You know, hydrating with smart water and stuff like that. Keep living smart.
Baby skincare with ceramides mimics physiological lipids and supports natural homeostasis, making for a more resistant barrier to things such as toxins, infections, and antigens.
Esta sí es una hamburguesa barbecue épica. ¿Qué pasó? ¿Qué? Prueba mi barbecue bacon double cheeseburger combo por $5.99. Mi barbecue bacon double cheeseburger, 2 carnes 100% de res, tocino ahumado y mi premiada salsa barbecue. Salsa barbecue premiada. Prueba mi barbecue bacon double cheeseburger combo por $5.99. Solo en Jack in the Box.
Hey, Jake.
So, have you found your lady of the evening yet?
No. And talk about guessing wrong. I was up at Mrs. Feldheim's place, working on her closet door, when she walks in wearing a house dress, open in the back. Says she has a little arthritis, and could I zip her up? So, arthritis, zip her up. Bob knows to come on when he hears one. So, I asked her how much. And let's just say, for a lady with a fake hip, she can really swing that knee. I'm telling you, Jake, I just gotta know who the hooker is. I'm racking my brain.
Yeah, I thought I heard a marble rolling around.
Wait a minute. The answer's been sitting right in front of me the whole time. Anita. You're around the building a lot. You know who the hooker is?
Bob, think about it. I sleep all day. I'm out all night, and it's not unusual for me to have 2 or 3 dates an evening.
Okay, I get it. You're too busy to help me. I'll do it alone.
Is he for real?
Who would fake that?
Sometimes I feel like I'm the biggest sucker in the world.
I'm the one who's too easy. I always fall for a smooth talker.
Oh, hey, Becker. Coffee?
Yeah, thank you. So you guys all right, huh?
Oh, yeah.
We're fine.
Oh, good. Because when I heard that you were both still dating Craig, I had no
You're
idea.
still dating him?
You're still dating him?
Wait a second. Didn't Margaret tell you that he's married?
He's married.
Who cares? You're still dating him?
Wasn't that what you were just talking about? How you're a big sucker and you're too easy?
We were talking about the kid who came in and sold us a bunch of magazine subscriptions.
Oh. You guys doing something different with your hair? It's fabulous.
If you knew Craig was married, why didn't you tell us?
How could you not say something?
Oh, what, you gonna try to turn this on me again? I don't think so. Look, let's get something straight. In the future, I don't want to know anything. If either of you have any secrets, I don't want to know. If either of you think they have something that I might like to know, I don't want to know. In fact, if anything happens to anybody, any place, anytime, please don't tell me. Because as I may have mentioned, I don't want to know. You know whose fault this is. You know, when you come right down to it, it's Margaret, that big mouth busybody. You know, she's the one who told me to get involved with this in the first place. You know, she's really brave when she's pushing other people around. But, you know, when it's her turn to tell you guys something, where the hell is she?
Right behind you.
Now that I would have liked to have known.
And I'm gonna just stay the course. It's actually a pretty good cut.
Look at that.
All right.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, along this edge, that is perfectly straight.
That's perfectly straight.
And then you have some irregularities here, and that's just the stone expressing itself.
That's the stone expressing itself. Again, the veins, we can't control any of the veins in a stone, so that's why we want to stay patient and concentrate on that one line. And then, again, now you're starting to show clean edges.
Right. And depending on what you're going to use this for, these imperfections could stay, or you might go further and clean them up.
That's right. So the next chisel I have is called a point chisel. Again, carbide tip, so it's harder than the stone. And again, this little nub is what I want out. I'm looking at a vein right here, so I know I got to go be careful with it. I'll take my 3-pound sledge, and I'll just attack underneath the lip as many times as I have to. And again, I'm listening, and I just heard something I didn't like.
Uh-oh, meaning it's potentially going to a place you don't want it to go.
Potentially, but I might be able to save it. And we'll see. All right, I think it's starting to pop.
Oh, there it is.
There we go. So now I can take this stone, and I have options. I can lay this flat, which again is important in a wall because you need everything flat, sitting well. If I wanted to take this stone and use it in a walkway, I've now made the bottom flat, right? That's important in a walkway.
Yeah. I mean, that's awesome. I had no idea. Obviously, the tools help, but definitely the touch and the sound, all the senses kind of going in.
Yeah, definitely. So that's why you want to zone into your work and be aware of what you're doing.
Yeah.
Any wrong move, now you have to use a new stone. So
very cool, Mark. Thank you.
Yep, you got it. Can you imagine doing this in the 600 feet in the air?
For 14 years?
For 14 years?
Jake, I'm trying out a new recipe. Do me a favor and taste it.
Oh, Reg, I hate when you make me do this.
Oh, come on. I'm trying to add something to the menu.
Right. Is this apple pie you make with crackers instead of real apples?
It's meatloaf.
It looks like tuna salad.
But it tastes like apple pie.
Meat that looks like fish but tastes like dessert.
You know, Reg, you're getting better. Last week you made pudding that looked like meat but tasted like fish.
Large coffee to go, please. I need lots of caffeine. I was awake all night long.
Couldn't sleep, huh?
No, I was up wishing upon a star. Yes, I couldn't sleep. It's been going on for a week. I wake up in the middle of the night and I need to watch TV to go back to sleep.
So what's the problem?
Problem is my TV doesn't work.
Nah, that piece of crap never works. Look, Becker, as your super, I'm begging you, buy a new one. When I bring friends to your apartment, it's embarrassing.
What?
And get some better snacks, huh?
Not that bad. It's temporarily out of order. John, my eyes are temporarily out of order. Your TV is dead.
Yeah, Becker, why don't you just get a new TV? It says here in the paper that Tech Town is having a cheap bastard sale.
Oh, sure. Just get a new one. That's your answer for everything. Doesn't work, don't fix it. Just throw it away. That's the trouble with our whole society. Everything's disposable. Nothing lasts. Nothing's valued. Remind me if I'm ever on life support not to have you in charge of pulling the plug.
Like I could get to the front of that line.
When it's real, you feel it. Herbal essences. Feel what's real.
JC tried Game Flings for the first time the other day. The scent made quite an impression. It was like that towel and JC were the only two left on Earth. But they weren't. You can always spot a first-timer. Game Flings with Oxy Boost and Febreze. Seriously good scent. Try the new light scent from Game. Hello, Spring Daydream.
¿Todo bien con esos nuevos Spicy Tiny Tacos?
Sí. ¿Por qué?
Pero dijiste que estabas bien, ¿no?
Te paso. Prueba mis nuevos Spicy Tiny Tacos desde $3.
Listos para descubrir un verano de posibilidades en un Chevy nuevo. Un verano como nunca. Un verano como siempre. Listos para un verano inolvidable con Chevy. Find new momentos. Find new roads. Sin pagos mensuales por 120 días en toda la Silverado 1500 cabina extendida más 2.49% de financiamiento con GM Financial y puedes obtener un bono en efectivo de $2,500.
Why this shit in Spanish?
What's the recipe for surprising the kids, treating yourself, and ditching dish duty? You're looking at it. Order your Pizza Hut faves like original pan, original stuffed crust, and more at pizzahut.com. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
Mi Barbecue Bacon Double Cheeseburger. 2 carnes 100% de res, tocino ahumado y mi premiada salsa barbecue. Salsa barbecue premiada. Prueba mi Barbecue Bacon Double Cheeseburger Combo por $5.99. Solo en Jack in the Box. Esta sí es una hamburguesa barbecue épica. ¿Qué pasó?
Nada.
¿Qué?
Nada.
Prueba mi Barbecue Bacon Double Cheeseburger Combo por $5.99.
Linda, what's going on?
Oh, just the usual patient stuff. My head hurts, my back hurts, bunch of whiners.
Is it too much to ask to have a little coffee waiting for me when I get in?
Yeah, no kidding. That's what I said when I got in.
Fine, I'll make the damn coffee myself.
Cool, let me know when it's ready.
Where is the damn coffee? Margaret, I can't make coffee just appear out of nowhere. I'm not a magician.
Abracadabra. I take it by your sunny disposition and the 8-piece set of luggage under your eyes that you didn't sleep again last night.
Oh, I didn't. I've gotten 3 hours in the last 2 days. I can't. How do you make this stupid thing work?
Give me that before someone gets hurt. And you have a patient in one.
Oh.
Mrs. Racino.
No, not that lunatic. Not today. All right. What's wrong with her? I mean that I can fix.
I have no idea.
You didn't ask her?
I know better.
Hi, Dr. Becker.
Racino, what is it?
You know when you told me I need to drink 8 glasses of water a day?
Yes.
Well, I'm finding it difficult to drink all 8 glasses of water. How about if I drank 7 glasses of water and ate a big slice of watermelon? Would that count?
No.
How about 7 glasses of water and a can of water chestnuts?
No.
How about a water bagel?
No, not a water bagel, not watercress, not a water buffalo. Just drink the water.
You know, when I go swimming, I always swallow a little water. Does that count?
No.
You know, you're probably right, because when I swim, I get leg cramps. Do you have anything for that?
I have some samples of a new drug that might help.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah, and I'll try to find something for you, too. Margaret, I need to get into the drug cabinet. Give me the key.
I don't have it.
Yes, you do. I gave it to you yesterday.
And I gave it to Linda.
And I gave it back to you.
No, you didn't. Linda, do you have any idea what could happen if we lose the key to the drug cabinet?
Our patients would have to buy all their drugs on the street.
How can you be so irresponsible? This is important. You know, I want you to stop doing what you're doing and go find the damn key. Margaret, I want you to phone this prescription in for Mrs. Racines. And somebody please get me some coffee. You know, I can't function like this. I can't concentrate. Look at that. My hands are shaking. You know, I barely know where I am. I'm running on fumes here, Margaret. Okay, who's next?
Hey, I'm Clay. Welcome to Tech Town. You think Tech Town. Totally tech all the time. That last part was mine. What can I do for you?
I'm having trouble with my TV.
Cool, we sell TVs. We have a full
No,
line.
I don't want a new TV. Just give me a new one of these. I'll be on my way.
What is that?
It's a 2.
How old are you? Listen, okay, look. Forget your old TV. Check this out. 61-inch HD TV upgradable, digital comb filter, 80 watts audio, 2-tuner picture-in-picture.
Oh, my God.
On sale, only $2,600.
Dollars? My car didn't cost $2,600.
Now, why doesn't that surprise me? Okay, you and I need to communicate. Why don't you tell me how much you're thinking of spending?
I'm not thinking of spending anything, but if I were, well, what could I get for $200?
4 years of TV guy. Now, how about this? 36-inch full AVNS inputs, picture-in-picture.
Picture-in-picture? I can't think of 2 things on TV I like to watch in the same week, let alone at the same time. Look, I don't want a new TV. I just want a new one of these so I can fix my TV. It only has one picture. You know, no inputs, no surround sound. One TV, one picture.
Sometimes my boss is like insane. I swear, every time I turn around, he's on my ass. It's like he's everywhere. Oh, I shouldn't have had that last margarita.
Give me something, anything, a picture, a flicker, anything. Oh, what a girl. All right.
Hello.
Hey, Jay, what's up?
This is John. What the hell? It's the middle of the night.
No, it's early. It's like 2:30. Listen, I was just thinking, you want to come over and watch the TV?
Are you crazy?
Yeah, you're right. You've got the big screen. Hey, I know. Why don't I come over there? Thank you.
Mi Barbecue Bacon Double Cheeseburger. 2 carnes 100% de res, tocino ahumado y mi premiada salsa barbecue. Salsa barbecue premiada. Prueba mi Barbecue Bacon Double Cheeseburger Combo por $5.99. Solo en Jack in the Box.
Listos para descubrir un verano de posibilidades en un Chevy nuevo. Un verano como nunca. Un verano como siempre. Listos para un verano inolvidable con Chevy. Find new momentos. Find new roads. Sin pagos mensuales por 120 días en todas las Silverado 1500 cabina extendida, más 2.49% de financiamiento con GM Financial y puedes obtener un bono en efectivo de $2,500.
to jump in the
Mis
sun.
nuevos Spicy Tiny Tacos. Mis deliciosos Tiny Tacos con un toque picoso. 15 por $3 o con todo por solo $1 más. No sé si me gusta más el picante o el precio. Prueba mis nuevos Spicy Tiny Tacos desde $3. Solo en Jack in the Box.
I wish Tuesdays were easier.
Band practice, soccer, whatever that is, Nathan is working on. Nobody has time to cook, but the big dinner box from Pizza Hut is the answer. 2 pizzas, wings, breadsticks. It's the easy way to feed the whole family in one box.
My youngest wants to start tap dancing.
Did you hear me, Gary? This saves time. You let that girl tap. You let that girl tap. The big dinner box, only from Pizza Hut.
No one out pieces the Hut.
Band practice, soccer, whatever that is, Nathan is working on. Nobody has time to cook, but the big dinner box from Pizza Hut is the answer. 2 pizzas, wings, breadsticks. It's the easy way to feed the whole family in one box.
No one out pieces the Hut.
John here.
Yeah.
What in the hell were you thinking calling me up at 2 in
He's
the
at
morning?
the table, Jake.
I mean, John, don't you think about anyone else but yourself?
Or to your right.
Okay, John, okay. Other people have to sleep.
Too far right.
All right, I know you do somewhere. Now, John, I'm only going to tell you this once. You either get yourself a new TV or you get a new frame. Because if you pull this crap again, I'm going to come to your house and club you unconscious.
Oh, would you? I'd really appreciate it.
Like I could get to the front of that line.
You know, Becker, this no sleep thing is getting chronic. I mean, maybe it's not just about your TV. Often insomnia is the physical manifestation of some deep-seated psychological issue.
Yeah, see, this is how bad my insomnia is. Even your psychobabble isn't putting me to sleep.
All I'm saying is, you know, there could be something going on in your subconscious.
Whatever's in my subconscious is none of my business.
Well, I see all the flies have gathered around the dumpster.
You know, Bob, you're my super. I've called you like 12 times to fix my windows, so don't give me any of your lame excuses.
Would my mother having surgery be a lame excuse?
No, I guess it wouldn't be.
Well, then that's what happened.
You know, Becker, there are other things you can try to get to sleep.
Yeah, like yoga. That helps people sleep. I know it helped Bob relax.
You do yoga?
No, but the girl in 4C does. One time Bob got so relaxed he fell off a fire escape.
You know, John, you should do like my grandmother used to do. She used to take a hot towel, dip it in lavender, and then wrap it around her head.
Yeah, is that the same grandmother that used to put garlic cloves in your shoes?
She was protecting me from evil spirits.
So you got yoga and voodoo. Anything else?
Well, you could get one of those relaxation tapes, you know, where some boring guy talks you to sleep.
It's not working now. Why should it work later?
Oh, my head.
John, you look awful. This is crazy. You can't function without sleep.
Oh, please, Margaret. When I was in medical school, I used to go without sleep for weeks at a time. No problem.
And 20 years ago, I could dance all night in a halter top and hot pants. Things change.
Margaret, I'm fine.
You are not fine. Let me cancel the patients. Go home and get some sleep.
No. Don't cancel this sleep. I'll get some patience soon.
Well. Guess what I found this morning?
I'm on the mood for guessing games. Yeah.
Well, then I'll get right to the point. It's not so easy when the shoe's on the other foot, is it?
That can't possibly be the point.
I'm talking about this. It's the key to the drug cabinet that you accused me of losing. I was home making coffee this morning, and I found it in the same bag of coffee that you used here yesterday.
What was office coffee doing at your apartment?
If I hadn't sold the coffee, we'd never have found the key. So the next time you assume something's my fault, just remember, when you assume, you make an ass out of me.
John, Dr. Ragosi stopped by. He wants to talk to you about that patient you referred to him. Oh, but I gotta warn you, he's a little hard to understand. So
I'm a doctor. I know how to talk to another doctor. We have our own medical shorthand. For God's sake. Dr. Ragos. Sorry, the indulgency. Ik was in de knijpenhal en ik vond het lekker knauwen dat Mr. Carver zich fijn vindt. Het Lebermedikament dat hij aangeboden had is werken perfect. En zijn prognose is uitgezegend. I'm more tired than I thought, Margaret.
Don't look at me. I'm lost in the medical shorthand.
No. It's just the not saying. Sometimes people have an inherent timing understanding. Bye-bye. Thanks for dropping by. Upsala. There. Hell of a nice guy.
He left a chart.
Yeah, I know that. He mentioned it.
The key to pleasant sleep is total relaxation, easing the tension in your body, one muscle at a time. Start with your feet.
All right, okay.
Now, relax your calves.
Good, that's good.
Now, relax your
No,
thighs.
wait a minute, I didn't say that.
Now, relax your buttocks.
I don't know which is worse. You dress like Norma Desmond or that some guy is telling you to relax your ass.
Happens to be a lavender headrest.
Oh, my mistake, Coco.
What the hell are you doing here anyway?
I'm gonna build you a tree house. What do you think I'm doing? I'm here to fix your window.
Well, hurry up, will you? I need to get some sleep.
You're floating on a pillow of air. Everything is calm and peaceful.
Get out, Bob. I can't stand looking at you.
Come on, Tammy. You promised I could stay, baby. It's our honeymoon.
Come on, give me something. Crappy movie, an infomercial, anything. Oh, no. Don't die. Come on.
Live! Live, kid! Live!
I don't believe this.
Hi, this is Jake. Look out the window, then look in the mirror. If it's dark outside and you're John Becker, do me a favor. Go to hell.
Rude, but you gotta admire the effort.
Hello?
Hey, Reg. It's Becker. What do you need?
What?
Well, it's 2 a.m. You must have wanted something.
I didn't call you.
What's the difference? We're talking. Yeah? Hey, as long as you're mind if I come over and watch your TV?
How do you know I'm not here with someone else?
Are you?
Okay, come over. But this is going to end tonight. We're going to go buy you a new TV.
What, now?
Those places are open all night. You think you're the only idiot in New York?
Oh, all right, I'll be over in 20 minutes. Hey, Bob, get out of here. Will you go sleep in your own bed?
¿Todo bien con esos nuevos Spicy Tiny Tacos?
Sí, ¿por qué?
Pero dijiste que estabas bien, ¿no?
Te pasas, ¿eh? Prueba mis nuevos Spicy Tiny Tacos desde $3.
Listos para descubrir un verano de posibilidades en un Chevy nuevo. Un verano como nunca. Un verano como siempre. Listos para un verano inolvidable con Chevy. Find new momentos. Find new roads. Sin pagos mensuales por 120 días en toda la Silverado 1500 cabina extendida más 2.49% de financiamiento con GM Financial y puedes obtener un bono en efectivo de $2,500.
Esta sí es una hamburguesa barbecue épica. ¿Qué pasó? ¿Qué? Prueba mi barbecue bacon double cheeseburger combo por $5.99.
What's the recipe for surprising the kids, treating yourself, and ditching dish duty? You're looking at it. Order your Pizza Hut faves like original pan, original stuffed crust, and more at pizzahut.com. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
Will you just listen to me? You know, Bob was there to fix my window. He fell asleep on the couch, that's all.
Hey, don't ask, don't tell.
Hey, look who's back. And you brought the wife.
I'm not my wife.
You mean you're on a date and you brought her here? Wow, you are cheap.
We're not on a date, you know. She happens to be the... Why am I explaining myself to you?
All right. So you're here to buy a TV this time, or you're just going to take another peek into the future?
Yes, I want to buy a TV, but just a normal one, you know, no gadgets.
Okay, how about this? 36 inches picture-in-picture on-screen display.
I said no gadgets.
But I can't help it, man. They all do stuff.
Give him a break. He's just trying to help you.
Thanks, ma'am.
Ma'am.
Skippy, over here. Look, I want a TV. Just don't go nuts, all right?
Okay, man, you broke me. Here, 27-inch discontinued model, $450.
It's too expensive.
Okay. Floor model, 20-inch, $375 out the door.
It's still too much.
I'll kick in $20 of my own. Please, just take it and go.
Becker, what is your problem? He's practically giving it away.
I don't care. You know, at least my TV has character. These TVs have no souls. And I'll tell you something else. I don't like the way they're looking at me.
Is he okay?
We're gonna need a minute.
What?
What is going on with you? Where is this coming from?
I don't. Look, I just want to go home, please.
You're not gonna get a TV?
I have a TV.
Your TV's dead. Let it go.
I don't want to. I've had that TV ever since I went to college. You know, my mother bought it for me. I watched the moon landing on that TV. The 1969 Mets win the series. Nixon's resignation. You know, lots of good times.
Now, hold it a second. Did you say your mother bought it for you?
Oh, geez, you know, you psychology types hear the word mother and you start to salivate. Believe me, she has nothing to do with it.
Well, maybe she does. She's gone now, right?
Oh, fine, doctor. You know, yes. My mother passed away years ago.
When did your TV start to break?
Well, I don't know. Last week, I guess.
And when did you start losing sleep?
Last week.
Well, did you ever think that when your TV started to break, it might have brought up a lot of feelings about your mother? I mean, maybe you felt like you were losing an important connection to her. Maybe that's what's been bothering you and keeping you awake.
I don't know, maybe.
I know that since my father died, the strangest things remind me of him. I mean, it happens all the time. It's kind of sweet, really.
Put it on the bed, Larry. My
mother could barely afford my tuition. She still bought the damn TV. You know, I dragged that through apartments, dorm rooms, two marriages.
I ain't said shit.
No matter what changed in my life, that TV was always there for me.
Yeah, why are you touching my face?
You know, just because you get a new TV doesn't mean you have to lose the memories of your mother.
Yeah, I know. God, I'm screwed up. I hate that.
So, it was psychological. I was right.
I hate that even more. Thank you. Oh, man, you know, I can buy a TV anytime. I'm really exhausted. I need sleep.
So, make a decision. Think you're gonna like that one.
Damn, Becker.
because it's an old house and you don't know if it's settled just a little bit and if the opening is racked at all. So what we're going to do first is I'm going to take and put it up. And I'm going to put it tight to the opening on this side, and then I can fit it. When I fit it, I'm going to mark a little bit to cut some off of that side, or maybe a little bit off of this side. Once it's fit that way, then I put it back into the opening, and cut it off the bottom and the top, so it fits to that if there's any angle. All right, what do you think?
I love it.
All right, let's make it fit. We tip the saw about 3 or 4 degrees, so when you rip the door down, it'll be beveled.
Morning, everybody. How's it going?
Hey. Good morning. Well, look who's finally in a good mood.
Yeah, I'm in a pretty good mood. Guess who's coming to town?
Santa Claus?
Don't be such an idiot, Linda. Where's my coffee?
Welcome back. We missed you.
Who is it? Who's coming to town?
Emmett Fowler, my favorite professor at Harvard. He's coming to New York for a book signing.
Oh, please, tell me everything. By that, I mean, who gives a crap?
No, you don't get it. See, Professor Fowler is my mentor. You could say he's the one who made me who I am today.
All right, we finally have someone to blame.
He was a philosophy professor, but his lectures went way beyond that. They incorporated, economics, physics, ethics, logic, art. I mean, he was amazing. I mean, everybody at Harvard used to stand in line for days to get into one of his classes.
Who said Harvard students don't know how to party?
He took special interest in one particular student and made him his protege. I'll give you one guess who that young man was.
Who?
Oh, for God's sake, man, it's me.
Well, when you said young, it threw me off.
One day I'll tell you about the time Professor Fowler had car trouble. We ended up pushing his little Fiat all the way across Harvard Square to my place, opened up a bottle of Irish whiskey, and spent the whole night talking. Some days we're lucky, I'll tell you that story.
Again?
That's great, John. It should be really fun for you.
Yeah, no, I'm going to go down to 10th Street Books tonight. Surprise.
Oh, can I go with you? I need to get some textbooks for my side class, and they sell used ones there. It's great. All the underlining's already done.
How do you know if they highlighted the red stuff?
Yeah, maybe it was just some horny freshman trying to look busy to impress the large-breasted chick next to him.
Why do I waste my time with you people? I'm talking about one of the greatest modern-day thinkers at Harvard. You guys are rambling on like a bunch of imbeciles. I swear, back at Harvard.
Oh, my goodness. You've said Harvard like 10 times since you walked in here.
Yeah, I think they should teach a class at Harvard on shutting up about Harvard.
Baby skincare with ceramides mimics physiological lipids and supports natural homeostasis, making for a more resistant barrier to things such as toxins, infections, and antigens.
¿Todo bien con nuestros nuevos spicy tiny tacos?
Sí, ¿por qué?
No dijiste que estabas bien, ¿no?
¿Qué pasas, Prueba mis nuevos Spicy Tiny Tacos desde $3. Mi Barbecue Bacon Double Cheeseburger, 2 carnes 100% de res, tocino ahumado y mi premiada salsa barbecue. Salsa barbecue premiada. Prueba mi Barbecue Bacon Double Cheeseburger Combo por $5.99, solo en Jack in the Box.
Listos para descubrir un verano de posibilidades en un Chevy nuevo. Un verano como nunca. Un verano como siempre. Listos para un verano inolvidable con Chevy. Find new momentos. Find new roads.
Sin pago mensuales por 120 días en toda la Silverado 1500 cabina extendida más 2.49% de financiamiento con GM Financial. Puedes obtener un bono en efectivo de $2,500.
Mis nuevos Spicy Tiny Tacos. Mis deliciosos Tiny Tacos con un toque picoso. 15 por $3 o con todo por solo $1 más. No sé si me gusta más el picante o el precio. Prueba mis nuevos Spicy Tiny Tacos desde $3. Solo en Jack in the Box.
Red, you're in for such a treat. Wait till you meet Professor Fowler. Someday you're going to be able to tell your kids that you actually...
Oh, that's so sweet. You think I'm gonna have kids?
Kids, cats, whatever.
Whom shall I make it out?
Oh, just make it to your old friend, John Becker.
Very well. My old friend.
No, Professor Fowler. It's me, John.
Got it. Thank you very much for coming. Next.
Professor Fowler. John Becker, class of 72. I was your favorite student. Remember the time we pushed your Fiat all the way across campus?
Oh, yes, of course.
So you do remember me.
No, I remember that car.
Remember how I was always talking about becoming a doctor? Well, I'm a doctor now.
Good for you. Well done. Next.
Could you move it along, please? Just give me a second here. I surprised the man, but we go way back. Look, you do know me. We have a history together. We shared theories.
Oh, please. Would the next person step forward?
No, I'm sorry. You're not finished with me.
Oh, I'm sorry. My friend's just a little upset. We came all the way down from the Bronx.
Did you say the Bronx? Oh, I grew up in the Bronx.
I live in the Bronx.
He doesn't care.
Hey, listen. And I see you're studying psychology.
Yes, I
The science of the mind. What could be more fascinating?
Oh, yeah, real fascinating. Come on, Rick, let's go.
And you bought used textbooks. Very smart. The underlining is already done.
How you feeling now? He didn't remember you and he snaked your date.
Hey, Becker. Y'all remember John Becker? And if you don't, just say you do.
Music. Coffee to go, please.
Your professor really didn't remember you.
How can I remember you? You at the Harvard.
He remembered me. He just didn't remember me last night. I mean, after all, the place was incredibly crowded.
Crowded? There were like 5 people and a cutout of Kurt Vonnegut.
All I remember is you fawning all over Professor Fowler.
As a matter of fact, we had a very nice chat. After everyone left, he invited me to have a cup of coffee, and we talked for hours.
What could you two possibly have in common? You know, he once had a hamburger.
We had a lot to talk about. Psychology, music. He and his wife both grew up in the Bronx. In fact, he's going to come by the neighborhood later, and I invited him to come over and have lunch.
You know, have all the lunches you want. You're still never going to have the kind of relationship that he and I have.
Hey, who the hell is John Beaker?
It's Becker. Yes, some of his C's look like E.
He didn't even know your name.
Ethics in an unethical world. You really gonna read this?
Yes, Bob, I am, but I understand your confusion. To me, it's a book. To you, it's a booster seat.
Hey, don't turn this on me. You're the one he didn't remember.
He's got you there, Beaker.
Margaret, I just saw the mailman. Did he leave the mail?
Yes, in a strange turn of events, the mailman left the mail.
Well, where is it now?
Dr. Becker took it to his office. Why? Were you expecting something?
No, just making conversation.
Well, man, took it, and it went away.
Hello, Julie. I'm so screwed. I thought I could get her early enough to get the mail before Dr. Becker, but I overslept and missed my train. Oh my God, he's gonna kill me when he sees a long distance phone bill. Why do you sound so tired? Oh, sorry, I always forget about the time difference between here and Hawaii. Oh my God, I called Hawaii! Again!
Margaret, I need to see you in my office now.
What? Oh, Julie, glad you're up. Look, he just called her into his office and closed the door. This can't be good. Look, I'll call you later. No, what am I saying? I can't do that. You call me. Well, then call me Colette.
How could Professor Fowler not remember me?
It's been 30 years. He's had a lot of students.
And we're talking about me, Margaret. How could he not remember me? Although he is getting older, maybe his memory's starting to go.
Gore Vidal says he has one of the greatest minds of the 21st century.
Why do you always take Gore Vidal's word over mine? Oh, of course. How could I miss that? He's still teaching. teaching. He's teaching me a lesson right now.
Am I missing something here?
He's faking not remembering me. He once faked a heart attack in class just to prove a point about how people respond to crisis.
So what point is he trying to prove now?
I don't know. I haven't gotten that far yet.
Wait. Let me get this straight.
Yeah.
You're saying that the man waited 30 years, wrote a book, then came all the way to New York for a book signing where he pretended not to remember you, all as part of some elaborate plan just to make a point to John Beaker?
Go away. Just go away.
Baby skincare with ceramides mimics physiological lipids and supports natural homeostasis, making for a more resistant barrier to things such as toxins, infections, and antigens.
This is Gavi. It stands for Get a Better Insurance. To help get the word out, we are paying Gavis everywhere to change their names.
Gavi.com uses your policy to compare rates, so you save big on your home and auto coverage.
Ditch your old insurance like a bad date at Gavi.com. This is Gavi. It stands for Get a Better Insurance. To help get the word out, we paid this family to rename their dog.
We're so proud to name our dog after the only website that puts your home and auto policies to the test.
Come here, Get a Better Insurance.
Come on, girl.
Look at you getting back to normal. Or at least your 2021 version of what normal should be. And no matter what that is, Walgreens is here to help you do it your way. With delivery in as little as 1 hour. Because now, things come to you. Same-day vaccination appointments. Because you're ready. And Walgreens cash rewards you can donate back to your community. The new normal? Have to admit, it does have its upside. Walgreens.
Listos para descubrir un verano de posibilidades en un Chevy nuevo. Un verano como nunca. Un verano como siempre. Listos para un verano inolvidable con Chevy. Find new momentos. Find new roads.
Sin pagos mensuales por 120 días en toda la Silverado 1500 cabina extendida más 2.49% de financiamiento con GM Financial y puedes obtener un bono en efectivo de $2,500.
Mis nuevos Spicy Tiny Tacos. Mis deliciosos Tiny Tacos con un toque picoso. 15 por $3 o con todo por solo $1 más. No sé si me gusta más el picante o el precio. Prueba mis nuevos Spicy Tiny Tacos desde $3. Solo en Jack in the Box.
I wonder where I'd be today if I had had a mentor. I mean, when I look in the mirror, what do I see?
A shrimpy guy with greasy hair and a pointy face?
Hey, I thought you were blind.
You got a shrimpy, greasy, pointy voice.
Anyway, what I was saying is, my life stinks. I've got no skills, no goals, no future.
Well, stop complaining about it and do something. I mean, why don't you just go back to school, get a degree, and make something for yourself?
Make something of myself. I never thought of that.
Hey, Rich. Professor Fowler showed up for lunch yet?
No, not yet. You should be here any minute. What are you so smug about?
Oh, I'm just eager to talk to him, that's all.
He doesn't know you, Becker.
I can't believe you fell for that.
Oh, Professor Fowler. Welcome back to the old neighborhood. But things have really changed.
Oh, I'll say. In fact, the building I grew up in, at 180th and Montgomery Street, used to be so nice. Now it's just an eyesore covered in graffiti.
That's where I live. And they said they painted it.
Professor, have a seat, and I'll make you some fresh coffee.
I know what you're doing.
Having a cup of coffee in a diner, not exactly the riddle of the Sphinx.
Come on, you can drop this act about coming here to see Reggie. Professor, I know what you're doing.
Yes, but do you know what you're doing?
Come on, it's so obvious. You're trying to teach me a lesson, just like that time you faked a heart attack in class just to prove a point.
I wasn't proving a point. I was dying.
Okay, but I know there's a lesson in here someplace.
The only lesson here is that you should take your medication.
I may be a lot of things, but I'm not forgettable.
Look, I understand how you feel. But I've had thousands of students over the years. I can't remember all of them.
No, but I was special. You said so.
It was Harvard. Everyone was special.
Now, give me a break. Harvard is nothing more than a breeding ground for pissant little morons who went to Harvard just so they could say they went to Harvard. There, I said it. You happy?
I'll be right with you. Please hold. Good morning, Margaret. Morning, Linda. I think you'll find that the coffee's made, the storeroom's clean, the patients are logged in, and the files are in order.
Did you hire a temp?
No, I did it all myself because I want to show you and Dr. Becker what a valuable employee I am, despite any mistakes that I may or may not have made. To my knowledge, as it were. Morning, Dr. Becker. I think you'll find that the coffee's made, the storeroom's
Not
clean.
now, Linda. I'm not in the mood. Margaret, I want to see you in my office right now.
He's really upset, isn't he?
Let's just say he's a little disappointed in someone.
Julie, you still there? They definitely know about the phone bill. They're in there right now deciding what to do to me. I've been trying to get on their good side, but it's not working. What am I gonna do? What do you mean you don't know? I've been on the phone with you for over an hour. You've been no help at all.
Mr. Hart, he's 104. He remembers me. Now, Mr. King fell off his bicycle last week, suffered acute head trauma. He remembers me. Mrs. Lee has Alzheimer's. Who's the first person she asks for every morning? Me, because I am somebody, Margaret. I do exist.
Of course you exist.
Yeah, well, not to Fowler, I don't.
John, are you sure this isn't about your ego?
Oh, it has nothing to do with my ego. It's his ego. He's obviously so full of himself, he can't remember me.
Hi, is there anything I can do for you? Anything you need? Anything at all?
Linda, we are having a private conversation.
Yeah, you want to do something? Why don't you pick up the call? It's blinking on line 1.
Julie!
Bob, there are a lot of things you could do to better your life. You could become a traveling salesman or a scout for a baseball team or work in an embassy in a foreign country.
Everything you're talking about involves me leaving town.
Well, if you can improve your life, no reason I can't improve mine.
Hold on. I got a perfectly good smart guy right over there. Why am I wasting my time with the guy who graduated Phi Beta Kit Kat? Hey, Brainiac, you got a minute?
Can I help you?
I'm at a crossroads. That's where two roads intersect.
Yes, I'm aware of what a crossroads is.
Anyway, I'm trying to better myself. You know, trying to improve my life. Can you help me out?
Well, I've been sitting here for about 20 minutes, and I must say you made quite an impression.
I get that a lot.
As far as I can see, you've reached the apex of your capabilities. I cannot imagine that you can exceed the level of achievement you've already attained.
Out freaking standing. You changed my life, man. Thanks. Hey, Jake, did you hear that? I don't have to set my goals any higher because my life is perfect the way it is.
Your life sucks.
Now, don't be jealous. Maybe someday you'll reach the apex of your capability. Now, if you excuse me, I'm going to go home first and take a nap.
Bob, Beaker.
Oh, good. You're back. Yeah, we have some unfinished business.
Oh, God.
Becker, leave the man alone.
Hey, back off, will you, teacher's pet? That's my senior thesis. Yeah, why don't you read what you wrote? Excellent, insightful, superb.
I don't think so. This statement is false. This is a run-on sentence. And this theory was disproved in the 1800s. I would have never given this an A.
You can't change that. Once you give an A, it's always an A. That's the law.
You ought to know. You're a lawyer.
I'm a doctor. I can't believe you don't remember me.
I'll tell you one thing. You're becoming impossible to forget. Reggie, I should be going. Here's the book I was telling you about. I think you'll find it fascinating. And the underlining is already done.
Oh, thank you.
You're very welcome.
Nice, Becker. Very mature.
What a slut.
Hey, don't talk about Reggie that way.
I'm talking about Fowler. All you have to do is say hello, and he spreads his mind wide open like a cheerleader under the bleachers at homecoming.
Look, I can understand why you're upset. He's an amazing teacher. He completely changed the way I look at my life. I mean, I used to think that getting my psych degree meant setting up a small dead-end practice in some crappy neighborhood, taking patients off the street. Well, I don't have to tell you. What I mean is, Emmett's opened my eyes to a whole new world of possibilities. In fact,
Emmett? You call him Emmett? I never got to do that. Don't you understand? By using somebody's first name, it implies a certain degree of familiarity and friendship.
I know, Becker.
Julie, the tension's killing me. I know they're gonna call me in there any minute and fire me. Yes, I'm sure. I've already started cleaning out my desk. Well, I don't actually have a desk, but I've been taking stuff.
Just answer the question, will you, Margaret? Does the government have an obligation to take care of people in other countries, even though there's so much suffering right here at home?
It's very complicated. I don't think I can answer that right.
In less than 30 pages? No, you wouldn't think so. But I did, and I got an A. And there's nothing Fowler can do to take it away from me either.
Dr. Becker, I can't go on like this.
What are you talking about?
I can't take it anymore. The secrecy, the whispering, the closed-door meetings. I know what's going on. So if you're going to fire me, then just fire me.
Linda, this doesn't have anything to do with you.
You mean you weren't planning to fire me?
We always daydream, but no.
So you haven't seen the phone bill?
No.
Okay, I think I overshot the runway a little bit. See ya. Linda! Okay. I made a ton of long-distance phone calls, and by a ton, I mean a lot. But I want you both to know that I'm really, really sorry.
Look, you know, I'm involved in something much more important than that. Whatever it is, we'll just take it out of your cell.
That's it? You mean you're not mad?
Look, you're gonna pay it back, so just drop it.
I will not drop it. Do you know how worried I've been? Do you know what I've been going through? And then to find out that you don't even care? The least you could do is yell at me. I mean, how many phone calls do I have to make? How many stamps do I have to steal? How many times do I have to break the x-ray machine and feel like what I do matters?
You broke the x-ray machine?
All I'm saying is I want to be important.
Can you imagine being that self-centered?
Baby skincare with ceramides mimics physiological lipids and supports natural homeostasis, making for a more resistant barrier to things such as toxins, infections, and antigens.
Mis nuevos Spicy Tiny Tacos. Mis deliciosos Tiny Tacos con un toque picoso. 15 por $3 o con todo por solo $1 más. No sé si me gusta más el picante o el precio. Prueba mis nuevos Spicy Tiny Tacos desde $3. Solo en Jack in the Box.
I'm German. I hate wasting time. When I was shopping for car insurance, I spent hours trying to find the best deal. That's why I created Gabi. Gabi is a free tool that does the shopping for you. Gabi analyzes your existing policy and finds you the best rate for the same coverage. Within minutes, Gabi shows you quotes that would have taken hours to get on your own. And it works. Gabi users save more than $800 per year on average. Go to Gabi.com and stop overpaying for car insurance.
Listos para descubrir un verano de posibilidades en un Chevy nuevo. Un verano como nunca. Un verano como siempre. Listos para un verano inolvidable con Chevy. Find new momentos. Find new roads.
Sin pagos mensuales por 120 días en toda la Silverado 1500 cabina extendida más 2.49% de financiamiento con GM Financial y puedes obtener un bono en efectivo de $2,500.
¿Todo bien con esos nuevos Spicy Tiny Tacos?
Sí, ¿por qué?
Pero dijiste que estabas bien, ¿no?
¿Te pasas, eh? Prueba mis nuevos Spicy Tiny Tacos desde $3. Mi Barbecue Bacon Double Cheeseburger. 2 carnes 100% de res, tocino ahumado y mi premiada salsa barbecue. Salsa barbecue premiada. Prueba mi Barbecue Bacon Double Cheeseburger Combo por $5.99. Solo en Jack in the Box. Esta sí es una hamburguesa barbecue épica. ¿Qué pasó? ¿Qué? Prueba mi Barbecue Bacon Double Cheeseburger Combo por $5.99.
Oh, look, it's Lady in the Tramp.
Hey, Becker.
Sorry to bother you. I'll just have some coffee to go. I'll go.
I'm sorry I didn't remember you. The loss is mine. You seem to be an exceptional person. Nothing makes a teacher more proud than to know that he made a difference. You're obviously a fine physician, and if I had anything to do with that, I'm honored.
Well, good for you.
Is your life any less worthwhile because I didn't remember you?
No.
And is your career at all diminished by it?
No.
Do you love what you do any less?
You stay out of it.
My job was to open the door to learning. You're the one who walked through it. Don't forget that.
You're always teaching, aren't you? Thank you, Professor. Bye.
Wait just a minute. That night when my Fiat broke down, it was snowing. That was you that helped me?
Yes! Oh, yes! That was me! And then we went home and we talked all night, remember?
Yes, I recall there was a very fine bottle of Irish whiskey.
Oh, I knew you'd remember. I just knew it.
I wish I didn't have to leave town so soon. But believe me, it's been great seeing you again.
Well, don't be a stranger, Professor Fowler.
Emmett, please.
Emmett. In your face.
Thanks for that, Emmett. It was perfect. You even remember the part about the Irish whiskey?
Yeah, well, thanks for filling me in on that story. I'll tell you one thing. I'll never forget the name John Beaker again.
Becker.
Whatever.
Since this receptacle is going to be used for a laundry circuit, we want to make sure we run a 12-gauge wire because it is code and it can handle a heavier load. We want to make sure that we turn power off at the main breaker. That way when we take the panel cover off, there are no energized parts inside. We're going to use an arc fault breaker with a hot and a neutral tied to the breaker. The white pigtail will tie to the neutral bar, and the ground we've just installed will tie to the grounding bar. All right, we're just going to plug this last machine in. That's all powered on. You're all set.
That looks awesome. Thank you so much for the explanation.
Well, thanks for having me. It's
functional.
Much safer install. Should be happy.
Perfect. Do you have time for a cold drink?
Now let's go take a look at that bar you built.
All right. I think you've earned it.
Always 5 o'clock somewhere, right? Hopefully. So if you have an outlet, a receptacle that looks like this with 2 prongs, right? Know that is ungrounded. No ground. If you see one with 3 prongs, is it grounded? Not always the case. And that's why you want to grab a little tester like this. For $6 or $7 at your home center, you can pick one of these up, and it can kind of tell you the situation you have going on inside that receptacle. 3 prongs on one side, 3 lights on the other side, a little grid up there. And so if I plug it in, I get 1 light in the middle that says open ground. What does that mean? It means it's the exact same situation as this. Even though they put a 3-prong receptacle in, there's still no ground. No ground wire. No ground wire. They just did it to adapt to their device. Tricky. Okay, and if I put this one in here, 2 lights, that tells me hot, neutral, reversed. Right, so they're actually on the wrong terminals. They've swapped the black and the white wire are on opposite sides. But it's working, so what do I care about that? You care about that because if you have an appliance or a device plugged in, the on-off switch isn't really turning it on and off anymore. It's stopping the circuit from being complete, but power is still flowing through the system instead of stopping at the switch. Don't put your knife in the toaster. Do not put your knife in the toaster. Okay, and then the final one, 2 lights over here. Yeah, all good. That's what it should look like. All right, you just earned yourself another cold one. All right, thanks, Heath. Thanks.
Our seasonal savings aren't made to lure you in. Quite the opposite. Get you out there doing stuff. Save more this Labor Day in store and online at the Home Depot. The Home Depot. How doers get more done.
62% of us have had at least one adverse childhood experience. But ACEs aren't destiny. California is leading the way with free training to screen for ACEs. Join the movement and get certified. Let's make our state of care ACEs aware.
Some give their weekends. Some devote their entire lives. All we need are the moments of courage, of resilience and ingenuity, devotion and integrity, selflessness and excellence. Full-time, part-time, in or out of uniform. All we need is the best of you. How many moments can you give?
Start with those who will order things from pretty much anywhere, but prefer to stay local when it comes to their meds. For you, there's Walgreens same-day prescription delivery from the local pharmacy you trust. Text JOIN-RX to 21525.
This summer, let me tell you why you experience epic heroes, explosions, and sunglasses. All the movies, all summer long.
You have to enjoy each moment.
I like it! All summer movies, only on Pluto TV.
This is our moment. Be true. Stand. Stand? Just work with me.
Let's get this party started.
Doesn't that sound like fun?
Hi, Mark.
Hey, Kevin.
What are we talking about today?
Today we're talking about paint rollers.
Okay.
The rollers are measured by the naps and the length of the fiber that makes up the rollers.
So we got 3 right
We got
here.
3 samples here.
Short, medium, large, and how do you measure them?
Okay, this one of you is 1/4 of an inch.
1/4 inch nap.
Okay, this one of you is 3/8 and 1 inch.
Ooh, okay.
That's thick.
So different naps, I presume, for different types of surfaces?
Different type of surface. Let's say we got this surface here, so you notice it's very nice and smooth. The proper roller for that is the 1/4 of an inch.
Okay.
Nice for this smooth surface. You would not add any texture to it.
Beautiful. And then as you move over here, there is some texture to this.
You see, like the semi-rough surface. This one, the 3/8 roller nap will do the work for you. We'll get all the lower spot. We'll add a little bit of texture to it, but you won't see much because it's already there.
Gotcha. And then this is super rough. This is kind of that popcorn
This
look.
is the popcorn looks. A lot of texture in that. This guy here will do the work for you. This is 1 inch thick.
Yeah.
Okay. Then we get all the spots, and we'll add a little bit of texture to it today also. But you don't see much because this is full of textures. You will blend in.
So when I go to the store, I figure out what kind of surface I have in my house. When I go to the store, how do I pick the right roller?
Obviously, look for the label. The label will tell you how thick the nap is and what kind of surface that is good for.
Oh, nice. So this label will say 1/4 inch nap and for smooth surfaces?
Smooth surface, absolutely.
Was this 1/4 inch?
This is 1/4 inch.
Beautiful. Okay. All right. So now I get the right roller. Most importantly, though, from you, technique.
Let's do it.
What do you got for us?
Okay, let's start with the 3/8 on this semi-rough surface.
Okay, I'm in. Roller cover on the actual roller. Paint board.
Paint tray. Let's saturate the roller enough for the first pass.
Yeah.
And we're gonna start at the bottom. Just go like a little angle like that.
Little angle.
Little angle. Because you don't want to leave any roller marks on the surface here.
So asymmetrical helps you.
Absolutely.
Okay. You can see it actually going into those depressions.
You can see like that. Everything with the roller 3/8 get a good coverage right at the lower spots.
Did not skip over any of that. Just filled it in.
Filled it in.
Might not have gotten that with the 1/4-inch nap.
It would be hard to cover the whole thing.
Okay. So now you've got an overlap a little bit. I noticed that the second pass, you came over a few inches.
Notice that I overlap it, I would say 30 to 50%.
Okay, by design, that's what you want
By
to do.
design, because once you get rid of any roller marks, you can go all the way here, and then you can always go back.
Yeah.
And make sure everything is nice and smooth. You don't see roller marks. You don't see any imperfections. If you miss anything, go back.
And so I can always go back, but you've got this rule about, I think, what do you guys call it? Wet to wet?
You got to keep the wet edge.
Wet edge. So you don't want anything to set up because you don't want to take a wet roller and go over something that's set up.
Absolutely. So you don't start here and then in the middle decide to take a break. Don't do that because the paint will dry and it's going to be hard to fix that.
Right, we're still wet, so you're fine with me going over that?
Absolutely. Try
Look
that.
at that. I went
Look
right
at
on the
that.
other
What are you doing this surface?
Chimney crickets, unbelievable. Very good. All right. Very helpful, Mauro. Know which roller to pick and a little bit of technique. Thank you.
So for every surface, you're going to have the right roller now.
And the right technique.
Absolutely.
So, Mark, the ranch itself was built in the 1960s, but as you can see, this room was clearly renovated in the 80s.
I can see some track lighting. Even the skylight kind of tells me 80s.
Yeah. When we purchased the house, there was just a flat front.
Okay.
My grandfather helped us design and build this mantle right
Which
here.
I think is great.
But the doors definitely take away from that.
Right.
So as you can see, the doors themselves are pretty difficult to open. They get stuck and you kind of have to wiggle them to get them to close.
Okay.
The same goes for the screen.
Well, all these problems are pretty typical with these doors. They were really put on the front of these fireplaces to help with the draft. Sometimes the air would build up outside and come down that flue and blow ash all over the living room. That's a problem. And the other problem is that it would steal heat from the room. So if the fire was dissipating, it would start to pull air from the room and you would lose heat. The doors definitely help to regulate the air so they could find a sweet spot and make it draft properly. Today, if you have a gas insert, that's what you're going to see is that glass door. So they're very typical for aesthetics these days as well. But I see you have candles in there. Are you guys burning wood?
We do. During the wintertime, we burn wood, but throughout the rest of the year, we like to have the candles going.
Okay, so I think we can make a big improvement over here. So why don't we get this door off and check it out?
Great.
All right. All right, so this door is only held in by a screw and a bolt, which I can undo right now. So if you want to hold that for me.
Sure.
I'll just take the screw out. Take the nut driver for this one. All right, that's done. Okay, so the side's out. All right, just pop that out. So if you grab that side.
Yep.
Okay. All right, now it should just slip out. All right, nice. So pick her right up. Let's walk it right out. All right, so there's the new door. How do you like it?
They look really nice.
Okay, so this one was a little bit odd because of the size of your opening. It's a little bit shorter here and a little bit longer here, so we actually had to have this door custom made. So this is 16 gauge steel. It's black powder coat paint, and this is tempered glass, and it's also on a trackless frame. The other great thing about this door is it's an easy install. The last one we took out was just a couple screws. This one actually has 4. So let's take this door off, and we're going to work on it when it's flat. Yep, right down. Watch the glass, and then just drop it right down onto the styrofoam. So we're going to put in 2 of the 4 straps before we install the door. Once we do that, it's going to be very easy to find out where we have to drill on the inside. Find that hole in the strap, poke it through, go back to the brass, twist it a little, and then tighten her up with your screwdriver. Just make sure it's flat. All right, so just make sure you grab the glass. Just flip it up. All right, just remember you have 1/2 inch of coverage, as do I. Now let's peel this tape off the doors. All right. Now we're gonna be able to open the door. Great. So just hold it into place, and I'm gonna lean over and do that mark, and then you can lean over and do mine. All right, great. Let's get these doors out and then drill the holes. All right, Melanie, so I'm clamped in nice and tight. I just want to check level. That looks great. Now let's start driving these screws in. All right, Melanie, what do you think?
Wow, such a simple change makes a big transformation.
Oh, I really love the way it looks. But after you go to bed, just make sure you keep the doors closed. That way you don't lose any heat up to the flue. But other than that, keep adding logs and keep that fire roaring.
Great. Thank you so much, Mark.
You're welcome.
The thump of a trunk closing is a satisfying sound, and it leads to some other equally satisfying sounds. Save more this Labor Day in store and online at the Home Depot. The Home Depot. How doers get more done.
I started investing to put money back into my gym. Yahoo Finance helps me research and stay on top of my game. It's about changing your life for the better.
Experience all the movies, all summer long, all for free.
Hell yeah.
Whoa. Popcorn Summer Movies, only on Pluto TV. 10 games. 60 seconds. $250,000.
Hit him with the level A footprint. These guys are gonna go all the way.
There it is, baby! Minute to win it on Game Show Central.
Sometimes we get asked to take on problems where there's no right answer.
Tired fighting this battle.
If I want things to change, be the change.
Let's make some happy little clouds in our world. Let's get right up here. All we do is just sort of have an idea in our mind and we just sort of let it happen. And when you're painting, make up little stories. Think about the scene that you're painting. Become part of it. Make friends with a tree.
If there's anybody who can do this, it's you.
May as well embrace the roller coaster, right?
Close calls make you live harder.
Let the games begin. Next time on Ask This Old House. So we have a pedestal sink.
Okay.
That my wife dropped an earring down the drain one day. I was able to get it out, but in the process, had to take the stopper out, and since then I've been trying to get it back in, and it wouldn't latch.
I'll show you how to replace all the parts and pieces on a pedestal sink.
And there are a few things to know about your bathroom fan in order for it to work effectively.
And I'll show you a homemade solution for cleaning grout.
Today on Ask This Old House. So we have a pedestal sink.
Okay.
That my wife dropped an earring down the drain one day. I was able to get it out, but in the process, had to take the stopper out, and since then I've been trying to get it back in, and it wouldn't latch.
I'll show you how to replace all the parts and pieces on a pedestal sink.
And there are a few things to know about your bathroom fan in order for it to work effectively. Picture you're in a second floor bathroom, warm, moist air, you're trying to vent it outside. You put this into the attic that's cold. Moisture is going to condense inside this. You're going to collect water and possibly have a problem.
And I'll show you a homemade solution for cleaning grout.
Oh, it already looks so much better.
Hey, Ross, how you doing? Good. Where you going? Going to the bathroom. Okay, you got the key? Got the key. All right. Hey there, I'm Kevin O'Connor, and welcome back to Ask This Old House, where if you've got a question with your house, we'd love to hear from you. So keep your letters and your emails coming. Good morning, Tommy. Hey, Kevin. Where are you headed?
Headed to the bathroom.
Well, there might be a line because Ross, it's none of my business. Anyway, Heath, how are you?
How's it going, Kevin?
Where are you in a rush to?
To the bathroom.
Well, there's going to be. So, what did you guys have for breakfast? Is it the coffee, or is there something about going around?
Today's show is themed all about bathrooms. We're all doing bathroom stories, except Ross is actually in the bathroom.
Too much information. Hey, Richard, how are you?
Nice to see you.
Good to see you too.
What a piece of heaven you got.
Oh, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Come on in.
I would just sit in this room and look out the window all the time. But you wrote me about a bathroom. Does the bathroom have a water view?
It does not, but it does have a problem. If you want to come take a look at it.
All right, what do you got?
So we have a pedestal sink.
Okay.
That my wife dropped an earring down the drain one day. I was able to get it out, but in the process, had to take the stopper out, and since then I've been trying to get it back in, and it wouldn't latch.
All right, so that's called the pop-up assembly, so the linkage might be broken down in there.
We also wanted to change out the faucet. We had a new one that we bought when we moved in the house, and I called a couple plumbers, but no one's really gotten back to us about that.
You know, plumbers and pedestals have a love-hate relationship. You know, we've grown bigger, and the pedestals are still pretty small.
Yeah.
So I can understand it, actually. But now, if I was going to just change your faucet only, we could do that pretty straightforwardly with just a basin wrench underneath, and we wouldn't have to pull the sink out. But because we're doing the drain too, it means that whole pedestal is going to come off the wall. So I could use your help there.
I can help you.
All right, let me grab some tools.
All right, great.
Thanks. I'm going to turn the water off. First the cold. Hopefully the shut-offs hold. Now the hot. I'm going to test and see if they hold. That's a good sign. All right, so now I'm going to break these two flexible supplies, but they have a little bit of water in them, so I want to catch the water so it doesn't drip down on the floor. You know, with that faucet open at the top, it's like breaking the vacuum.
Yeah.
And these are knurled nuts, so I'm going to use pliers. Here, just a little bit of water. All right, so that's the hot. All right, so a pedestal sink actually has two pieces. One is this upper basin, and then the pedestal leg right here. And the upper basin really is like a wall-hung sink. If you look underneath, you can see there's two bolts that secure the thing right back into the wall.
Okay, gotcha.
So what I'm going to do is loosen them. before I do, if you look here, you can see that the sink has been caulked into the wall and then painted against it. So I don't want, when we move this thing, to blow this wall apart from a caulking standpoint. So I'm just going to score it with a razor knife. All right, so now I'm just going to go after those bolts with a box wrench. That one's pretty loose. All right, so both of those nuts are off. So now there's one more connection to be made, and that's the drain connection right here. So what I want you to do, Rob, is to come in. Yep. Just step right in front of me. I want you to try to lift this basin up carefully. Now be careful of the wall where that paint is, right? Okay. Yep. Just try it. Now lift it up a little bit. Lift up a little. Okay, good. So now that's exposed. There you go. And I've got the weight of it, and I put the pedestal back. Now it's released this nut. You see the nut right here? So I can loosen this. Okay. Okay. All right, so now we've loosened all the connections. The only thing that remains is the caulking that is holding it to the wall, and I don't want to blow that wall out. So, you got your putty knife? I do, yeah. Try to drive the putty knife down. I'm going to try to pull the sink off the wall. There we go. Come over here a little bit. See that? See it? I got you. I don't get in trouble with the owner. All right, let's see if we... There we go.
Hey, look, old wallpaper.
Old wallpaper.
Our seasonal savings aren't made to lure you in. Quite the opposite. Get you out there doing stuff. Save more this Labor Day in store and online at the Home Depot. The Home Depot. How doers get more done.
We're here for the heavy flowers, the butt checkers, and the wedgie pickers. With a pad made like no other, to protect like no other. Up to 0 leaks, because it locks blood in. Up to 0 bunching, because it flexes. Up to 0 feeling, because it's made of Flex Foam. No worries, for real. Just always Flex Foam. Available with a 100% pure cotton top sheet. What does it feel like to sell your car to Carvana? It feels amazing. You get a great offer in seconds. It feels too good to be true. It's kicking back and relaxing as we pick up your car. And when you get paid on the spot, it feels like scoring big. You know the feeling. You just never imagined you could get it from selling your car. Well, with Carvana, you can. Experience the new way to sell a car. Let's talk Cash App. Want to move money instantly with a few quick taps? Or buy, sell, and send Bitcoin just as easily? Maybe you've got $1 you want to invest in a chunk of stock. Maybe it's $1 you saved with an instant boost discount. Why not explore a new way to bank, like getting your paycheck up to 2 days early, and then spend it with your custom-designed masterpiece of a debit card? Do it with Cash App, and do more with your money.
My barbecue bacon double cheeseburger, 2 100% beef patties, hickory smoked bacon, and award-winning barbecue sauce. Award-winning. Try my barbecue bacon double cheeseburger combo for $5.99. Only at Jack in the Box.
Just set it down. A little more space to work out here. Yep. All right, so we know what it looks like right here with our hot and cold and our spout and our drain. But backstage that I want you to understand the parts and pieces of a lavatory like this. We got hot and cold supply that came up from the shutoffs. It comes up to these stem units, the bottom of these stem units. They're the handles on the inside. Yep. So when you open or close the hot or the cold, you see what happens? It actually comes in through these flexible supplies that come to this center point. So if you open up hot and cold, they come to this center point and go up through and out to the spout. Okay, pretty straightforward. Yep. On the drain side, this is called a pop-up assembly. And it has a nut that you tighten up to compress it, make a watertight seal. But what people don't realize is a built-in overflow in any sink. And so now if that stopper was ever closed and the water rose, the water would still come down inside the china and come down the drain, not overflow. Every pop-up assembly should have some linkage like this. It has a series of parts and pieces you have to adjust. And what that action does is to lift and move that stopper. So looking at yours, look at this. So that part should be much longer, and that's the part that should lift and drop the stopper, so that's completely gone. All right, so now it's time for us to strip this all away and get started with a new installation. Just hold that, let me grab a tool. Look up. All right, just grab that. Got it? Good. Might be why that plumber didn't call you back. All right, so here are the parts and pieces of your new faucet. A lot of similarities, but they made some changes too. So we still have the spout in the middle. We still have this 2 stem units. And now they came together. Remember the old one? They curled around. They had all these nuts we had to make up right here. Look at it now. Because everything's being done by DIY, trying to make it user-friendly for install. Look at this, color-coded. Green to green. And then this is blue to blue. That's cold.
Of course. Can I guess what the other one is? Would that be hot?
You're almost a plumber now. We have the same issue, though. We got to get any of the faucet parts down through this opening, the 3 openings here, so it can be no wider than this. So it has to get skinny to get down through, so that'll pass through. Now, remember before we had a big nut and we had to get the basin wrench up in there?
Oh, yeah.
Now, it's completely different. This thing fits on from underneath and comes up to this thread. Now they provide an installation tool with it. That just comes here onto the bottom. And you'll be able to now tighten that up and actually get enough torque, even by hand or with a little wrench, to snug it up enough. Okay. So installation is easier that way. Even on the water supply side, the standard supply for any lavatory in America is called a 1/2-inch female.
Okay.
And so they put these adapters on after the fact below the countertop level, and then you can make it up.
Okay.
That's the water side.
Makes sense.
The drain side is probably one of the coolest things. Remember all that linkage, which was a pain in the neck to deal with?
Yep.
No linkage. This is what you see. Okay. You want to stop the drains, push it down. When you want it to go down, open it up.
Nice.
Is that cool?
Is that install just as simple as
That's
that?
it. When you want to hold the drain, you do this. When you don't, so there's no linkage and all that stuff. You won't do more of that little fulcrum thing that could break.
Yeah.
All right. So now we just reverse the procedure. We're going to now remount all these things to the sink.
Okay.
So the hot and cold stems have a gasket, but manufacturer recommends a little bit of putty here on the spout. Just hold that for a minute. Let me get it snugged up. Okay, you should see it squeeze out a little bit. Blue snaps right in. And then it's made. Snug this nut up. I want you to now put this down level and go right onto those posts, but I want you to drop it. See this right here? We're going to drop it down into the drain. Now put it on the two bolts. You can tell by the markings of the wall.
Yep, they're on.
You hold it freestyle right there. I got you. Okay, and I'm going to make up this nut and gasket. This is 1.5 inches by 1.25 inches nut and gasket. Okay, hold on. Now, I'm going to snug this up, and then I'm going to ask you to lift up that sink just enough for me to move that pedestal leg back in.
Okay.
Okay. Now, when we get the leg in position, just drop it back down. Ready? Yeah. Okay, so now we're back. So now we just have to reconnect those nuts to the legs. Good. All right, these are quarter turn handles, full on, closed. There's a gasket. There's a little Allen screw at the back side right here. Okay, let me just make up this Allen. All right, water is back on, and the homeowner always gets the honors. Look at that. Try the hot.
Oh, beautiful.
Good. I like your choice in faucets. It's a clean, beautiful look, a nice widespread. And this is so cool. Look at this. Try running it now. You done? Boom. And if your wife ever dropped an earring again, look how easy it is to take it apart. You can go retrieve it and try to pull it back out.
Oh, nice.
Isn't that cool? All right, you enjoy.
All right, fantastic. Thank you so much.
Good.
Appreciate it.
Thanks.
Hey, Heath.
Hey, Kevin.
Bathroom vent fans?
Bathroom vent fans.
Essential, right?
Code in a lot of areas, yeah.
I mean, you want to get all of that moist, stinky air out of the bathrooms and keep getting it out. Let fresh air come back in.
Yeah, and you want to make sure you get it out of the house as well.
Okay, so what are we looking at?
So we'll start with the venting. So we typically use something like this. Flexible, A lot of times we use the insulated, and the benefit to this is it helps keep it quieter as well. So we'll get the flexibility of tying and a little noise reduction.
Gotcha.
The other plus is if we use this in an attic, somewhere where it's not a conditioned space, it really helps us out. So if you picture you're in a second floor bathroom, warm, moist air, you're trying to vent it outside, you put this into the attic that's cold, the moisture is going to condense inside this. We're going to collect water and possibly have a problem.
Okay, so this is the preferred duct. You also have to think about where we vent it, because the first no is sometimes you see people just dumping it into the attic, not to the outside.
Yeah,
no good.
That happens. No good.
Yeah.
And the other thing you see that we don't want to do is they dump it into the soffit. Same issue. You dump it into the soffit, the warm, moist air goes outside. It can be drawn back up into the roof line and really cause an issue as well.
Down through the soffit, but as you say, a lot of roofs are vented. It could go down
and right back up. Yeah.
Okay, so that brings up an issue, because bathrooms are not always where you want them to be from a venting standpoint.
Not always in the easiest location.
No, right?
So a typical bathroom fan might get 30 plus feet, give or take, on the length of run, depending on turns and where everything has to go. But that doesn't work in a lot of applications.
No.
So if you need to go a little further, we can go to something like this.
So what am I looking at there?
So this is a remote motor for the bathroom fan. So we'd put this wherever it was more accessible, whatever made sense. Attic, basement, wherever we could get to it.
And this connects to what?
That connects to this ductwork, which would tie into a grill like this.
Oh, this is just a grill, huh?
That's it.
Oh, I assumed there was going to be a little motor in there, but that's just empty.
Just a grill with a damper.
So now this can go in the bathroom.
Can go anywhere. You can put it in the shower, water closet.
No electronics, you can get in the wet area.
Exactly.
Connected to that.
And then a greater distance out of the building, wherever it's convenient, out of a gable end, out of a roof, wherever it makes sense for you to vent it.
It's a lot easier to go through a sidewall like a gable end and through the roof, and definitely not in
It's not in the soffit.
That's very cool. So this is sort of an inline motor that goes elsewhere. We then power this and control the fan from a switch or whatever.
Right. What we typically want to do is, minimum, we want to have at least some kind of timer.
Yeah, so I mean, the fans only work if they're on.
Yeah.
And it's not good enough to just run them while you're showering. We know that they want to run for a certain amount of time.
A
little bit longer. Okay.
So we'd start with something like this typically instead of a standard wall switch. We want to start with at least a basic wind-up timer.
Right. So this is literally just turn it and it's going to start just clicking backwards.
Exactly. It'll run for whatever you set it, 30, 40 minutes, and just keep going.
And then you've got a little electronic or digital version, 10, 20, all the way up to 60 minutes, depending on which one you push.
Yeah, the step up will go to the digital.
And then this guy right here.
And this guy's actually a humidity sensor.
Oh, interesting.
So it'll measure the amount of steam that's in the room and run until it feels it's cleared enough.
Oh, that's very clever. Right. So the really long shower, that's going to stay on.
It will.
Short shower. That's okay. I like it. And then the guy on the left here, what have you got?
So this guy is kind of a new take on the conventional fan you'd have.
Looks very conventional to me.
So this looks like a more conventional, but it actually has some upgraded features in it.
So I see the integrated motor, different than this one over here. Ductwork power, I presume?
Exactly.
What's new about this?
The difference to this one is this has a lot of flexibility you don't have in the older versions. So we actually provide constant power to this type instead of providing it from the wall switch.
Power to this. So the power goes here instead of through the switch to here.
And then a set of control wires down to the switch that'll tell it what to do depending on what we plug in.
Why do we do that?
We can plug in any kind of module we want to have this operate any way we want. So we can go from a timer, humidity sensor, motion.
Wait, so one of these is, you said this is the humidity sensor?
That's a humidity sensor.
So you could just buy this with nothing, and if you want to control it by humidity, you just pop it into a slot?
It's plug and play, so you can pick the module or what you'd like it to do, plug it in, and have that option.
If I wanted it to run off of a timer, I pop that in.
Put the timer in, you can set a delay, it'll stay on after you turn the switch off for so many minutes, or it'll run at a small constant speed the whole time.
And when you shower, does it, go to boost mode?
Turn the switch on, it'll turn on to full speed, turn it off, it'll drop back down.
Very cool, Heath. Great information. Thank you.
Thanks.
Our seasonal savings aren't made to lure you in. Quite the opposite. To get you out there doing stuff. Save more this Labor Day in-store and online at the Home Depot. The Home Depot. How doers get more done.
Discovery Plus is the streaming home of the 90-Day Universe.
The gang is all here.
I let Kay get away once, and I'm not going to let that happen to me again.
Stream every episode in the 90-Day Universe.
Amen. We made it.
Man, bring it.
The streaming home of the 90-Day Universe on Discovery Plus. Start your free trial. So I think I'm gonna buy a new car.
Nice. Did you pick one out yet?
Can't decide? We'll take the guesswork out of buying or selling a car. We have car reviews, local listings, and free online appraisals. We've got you covered. You'll drive off with a great deal for a great vehicle. For cars, there's Edmunds.
All right, let's keep it moving. Hey, let's go moving in. Oh, Sirius XM is moving in. Lots of big time celebrities. People like.
Wait. So you're saying that everyone I listen to here is moving in here? In there. What about Kevin?
I got tape in the truck. About to get wild around here.
We asked inspectors to send us pictures of the worst nightmares from all over the country, and we've gotten some doozies. But now we're getting them from you, and we love them just as much. What do we got, guys?
Look at that. Look at this. Scott from New Jersey sent this one in. So there are a couple of things right off the bat. You can see it looks like indoor NM cable around the outside.
Right there. Oh, wow.
The floodlight doesn't look like there's a junction box there. It's just screwed to the side of the house.
So the water could just run down behind it.
Yeah, the water can go behind it, open splice. But then the real bad part is if you look closely, look how the wire's held in.
He nailed right through.
They nailed right through the middle of it.
Oh, just don't run it in the rain.
So best case, you broke the ground wire, which is bad. Worst case, it's sitting there in Arctic.
Yeah. Oh,
But clearly, he must have threaded the needle, because that's actually working.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
So here's one. This is from Peter in New York. I hope this is not in his basement, but this is a 40 or 50 gallon water heater. But he's got it on a piece of wood, and then it's hung from the ceiling. I hope it's hung with something that's screwed. But that's got to be 400 to 500 pounds. And you know, gravity never sleeps.
Yeah, but maybe his basement floods and you want it to get wet.
Perfect. And if it floods, the wood will rot.
Oh, maybe Peter's 8 feet tall.
Yeah.
He just needs it up there.
Nice wiring job there,
That's
too.
great.
Yeah.
What could go wrong?
How about this, huh? How about that?
That's
So close.
Hey, I gotta give the guy credit. He used the timber hangers. All right, he used them upside down. They're supposed to lock into the rafter, and actually they're the wrong type of hangers for rafters. Period. You need to follow the pitch of the roof.
You're so picky.
I'm not a guy who reads many instruction manuals.
Yeah.
But I mean,
You read it in the back.
did he not read anything?
No, my gosh.
Unbelievable. Well, we have great fun with them. So if you've got any pictures of embarrassing or scary work, send them our way. We'd love to talk about it.
Hey, Kayla.
Hey, Tom. Thanks for coming out today.
Thank you. My pleasure. I see you have all new siding on your house.
Yes, we do. We've done a lot of work on this house.
You have? Like what?
4 years ago, my husband and I bought this house. We did a lot of renovations ourselves, new plumbing, electrical, walls, tile floors, everything.
Wow. So what do you need me for?
Here, it's inside. Let me show you.
All right. Lead the way.
All right, so we also gutted this entire bathroom.
Okay. They're a lot of work, that's for sure.
Lots of work. New vanity, toilet, bathtub, everything.
Nice. Very nice.
Thank
Nice
you.
job.
So my husband and I debated a lot over the tile and the color of the grout.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, I lost that battle.
All right. What about the tile? Did you agree on the tile?
Yes, the tile was a no-brainer. And this is what it used to look like. This is what it looks like now.
Okay. Well, I understand why he wanted to use the light grout because it really blends in with the floor. If you used the dark grout, it would have celebrated all the squares and the floor could look very busy. Now, have you tried cleaning it?
Yes, many times, down on my hands and knees with a toothbrush.
Okay. Well, the light grout will stain. Did you seal it?
4 years ago,
Oh, so you've only sealed it once.
the one time.
All right. So that should be at least once a year, I would think.
All right.
All right. So, we can try maybe something in your pantry and see if we can get this to clean.
Pantry, all right.
All right. Let's take a look. All right. I think I found everything we need. I found some dish detergent, some baking soda, and some white vinegar and a plastic cup.
Okay.
All right. So I'm going to mix these together with some water. Why don't you pour the white vinegar on the grout line and let that soak in for
Sure.
a little bit. Baking soda will
It'll add some grit to the whole thing, help scrub it clean. Now I want to add a little bit of the dish detergent. You don't need a lot of it in there. All right, that's good. Don't do too much because we're going to be walking on a wet floor here.
Okay.
So I've got this mixed up. I want you to take this and just pour it right where on top of all the vinegar that you lay down. All right, so I'm going to give you this stiff brush that I got at the home center. It's bigger and stiffer than a toothbrush.
Great.
You want to just scrub those joints. Grit's coming right out of there.
Oh, it already looks so much better.
Yeah, coming out. All right, that looks pretty good. It's been sitting for about 5 minutes. Why don't you hit it one more time with the brush?
Okay.
And I'll just come behind you after you get it scrubbed and wipe it up with the sponge. Look at that, getting all that grime and dirt right out of there.
Awesome.
All right, so it's been about 45 minutes. The floor is dry. I think it looks pretty good. What do you think?
It looks great.
All right, so that came off pretty easy. But if you had an area that was stained and really hard to get up, you actually can get a knife like this at the home center. It actually has a carbide tips on the knife. And this is actually a knife that is used to remove the grout when you want to replace it.
Okay.
But if you have an area that's stained, like I said, that's bad, and you couldn't clean it the way we did, you take this and lightly go across the top of the grout for those hard to get places. You should be able to wipe off the residue, and with luck, you'd have that stain gone.
All right.
All right, so now that the floor is dry, I've got some sealer at the home center. It's got a little applicator in it.
Okay.
You're going to tip the bottle upside down and just drag it right across the joints, and that should let it seal. All right, that looks pretty good. That was pretty easy, right?
It was.
Okay, so now we want to wait about 3 or 4 hours for this to dry.
Mm-hmm.
You can do it today or tomorrow, but a second coat. But make sure you do it at least once a year.
All right. Thank you very much.
My pleasure. Enjoy your house.
Ceramides are important lipids found within the stratum corneum, essential in the regulation of transepidermal water loss and healthy barrier function.
Baby skincare with ceramides mimics physiological lipids and supports natural homeostasis. Skincare started shortly after birth may avoid skin damage, including known dermatological conditions like atopic dermatitis. We can prevent it, we believe, in a wide percentage of children just by starting off with the correct use of emollients.
I'm in a work meeting right now, so I don't have time to shop for the perfect avocado. Sam, you're still on mute. Luckily, the shoppers on Instacart shop like me, so I can go to yoga class instead of hunting for organic toothpaste. Namaste. With Instacart, it's practically like I'm shopping myself. Ooh, nice hair.
Thanks. You too. Instacart. Shop like you. Without shopping. Visit instacart.com or download the app to get free delivery on your first order.
Does Thin Rod just die?
Yeah.
Can you do it again?
Sure.
Missed it again.
Alexa, rewind 10 seconds.
Sure.
I never said it.
Boost is the only mobile carrier to give you the power of free 24/7 access to live doctors from your phone. Get a free Samsung Galaxy A32 5G when you switch to America's largest and fastest 5G network. More power to stay healthy. Boost Mobile.
Fixer Upper has a new home.
Raise your hand if you want to break some stuff.
That's so special.
Welcome home. The streaming home of Fixer Upper, plus so much more. Exclusively with Discovery Plus. Start your free trial.
Next time on Ask This Old House.
This backyard could really use a patio. I'll make that happen.
I'll share what works great in an outdoor kitchen. And there's one more I just want to show you because this was super fun.
Just showing off here.
I'm just saying.
Oh my gosh. Okay, Tommy, what are you thinking?
Well, I'm thinking of building a bench like this. It's like a combination shoe rack bench. My wife wants something to put by the door if somebody comes in, a place to put your shoes.
Today on Ask This Old House.
This backyard could really use a patio. I'll make that happen. So one option I like for here is going to be a concrete paver. Very good looking and also very affordable. They come in different sizes, shapes, and colors.
I'll share what works great in an outdoor kitchen. And there's one more I just want to show you because this was super fun.
Just showing off here.
I'm just saying.
Oh my gosh. Okay, Tommy, what are you thinking?
Well, I'm thinking of building a bench like this. It's like a combination shoe rack bench. My wife wants something to put by the door if somebody comes in, a place to put your shoes.
Okay, let's see, Tommy.
It's pretty good. That finish. That's a water-based finish.
All right, welcome, Mark, to our backyard. We added this deck last year. We did a complete renovation of the house.
This is a great deck.
Thank you. We have 2 kids, one on the way.
Congratulations.
Thank you. We just wanted an area where we could come outside and play during the day.
Yeah, we realized pretty fast that the kids, all under the age of 5, running around, don't want to have a grill up here. We really want to expand our living space down here. So you can see that I like to grill, Chrissy likes to garden, but right now it's pretty difficult with, different weather, seasons, muddy. So we really like to increase living space down here.
Okay, so this looks like a great spot for a patio. It feeds off of the garage really well. It comes off of the deck really well. We do have a couple choices. We could do natural stone, which is either going to be bluestone or granite, which are both beautiful but very expensive.
Okay.
The other choice might be brick. I'm not really feeling the brick here. It's usually in a colonial setting. This is a ranch, so it might not be our choice.
Okay.
Yeah. So one option I like for here is going to be a concrete paver. Very good looking and also very affordable. They come in different sizes, shapes, and colors, which, by the way, when you do pick a color, remember that it may fade over time. So you want to go darker rather than lighter when you're picking out your paver.
So we like affordable.
Okay.
Pavers sound like a great option.
All right.
What about size, Mark? We're a little concerned that kids want to still be able to run around, play sports, get dirty.
A great question. Where we already have the size of the deck established in the garage, we feed right off of that. I think if we stay in the 8x10 or the 10x10 area, again, it's going to look like it was here naturally and not really out of place.
Yeah, sounds great.
Okay, there's a showroom right down the road. You guys can go over there. Again, pick a color, a shape, everything that you like, and then we'll have it delivered and we'll put it in.
Okay. Thanks, Mark.
All right, let's get going. Hi, guys.
Hi, Mark.
Hey, Mark. Good to see you.
All right. Looks like you made some choices.
Yep, this is what we picked out.
Oh, yeah. These are great. Okay, so we're going to lay this in an ashlar pattern, and I can tell that by squares and rectangles. We put those together. I can also see an indentation in this paper, which I like. It's what they call a cleft, and it occurs naturally in natural stone as they haul it out. So that's going to be a great look. Also, I love this color. It's going to work out perfectly. I've also called the utility marking service. They've told me that everything is out front, nothing is out back. That means it's safe for us to dig. So at this point, let's get going.
Okay, let's do it.
All right. Okay, so these 4 stakes actually represent what we're going to have as a finished patio. So again, it looks like a great size to me. We're going to have a little pathway coming out of the garage, a little pathway coming off the deck. But what we have right now is an unlevel work area. So this is the high spot, so we're going to end up taking all the dirt from here. We're going to truck it down to that corner, which is going to bring that up, and eventually going to level off our patio.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, so let's get going. All right, so I'm going to start in this area with the pick. I'm going to break. You guys get in with the shovels, throw into the wheelbarrow, and we'll dump it.
Great.
All right.
How deep will we have to dig this hole?
We're going to have to go at least 8 or 9 inches down.
Okay.
And feed this area. We might be shy over there. Once we get to our depth, I'll have you run the plate compactor to tamp down the subsoil. Oh, yes. There we go. Spread that out a little bit. So, Christy, this is what we call pack. It's actually 3/4 inch stone, and it's bound up with stone dust. So when you crunch it up, it makes a good solid fill.
Okay.
So we're going to spread it out, and then we'll compact it again as well.
The thump of a trunk closing is a satisfying sound, and it leads to some other equally satisfying sounds. Save more this Labor Day in store and online at the Home Depot. The Home Depot, how doers get more done.
Thrive Market's here, and your life's about to get way easier. We save you tons on organic groceries, so you can get everything from pantry favorites to non-toxic cleaning essentials to sustainable meat and seafood. And without the big retail markups, you'll save up to 30% on the best products. We'll deliver what you need, so you can spend more on what matters. Join now and get $20 off your first order.
Is Olay better than your clean beauty? Olay has 99% pure niacinamide. It's derm tested, and now it's cleanest formula. No phthalates, parabens, or dyes. When it comes to clean formulas, Olay's hydration beats the $100, $200, even $400 creams. Tried, tested, never bested. Olay, face anything. Get a moisturizer that's fit for your skin needs at Olay.com.
Nope. Nope.
Come on, him.
Ooh, I like him.
Quick, the quicker picker-upper. Bounty picks up messes quicker, and each sheet is 2 times more absorbent, so you can use less.
He's an 8.
He's a 9.
Bounty, the quicker picker-upper.
Experience all the movies, all summer long, all for free.
Hell yeah.
Whoa. Popcorn Summer Movies, only on Pluto TV.
Great. All right, you go that way. I'll go this way.
What is the sand for?
Okay, so this is our final bed of material, and this is what the pavers are going to sit on. Again, we just level it out with a rake and run the compactor over it. All right, and you ready? Get the screed in position. All right, Josh, look at that. Anytime you see the bubble leaning this way, that means we're up a little bit, which is good because everything is pitching and flowing that way. Now let's switch the screed the long way.
Okay. Which way is the bubble going to go? This way? Still that direction?
It's either going to be level or going that way a little bit. So this is great. We got the pitch coming this way, which will mean it'll go that way as well. All right, so we're just about ready to put our pavers in. Now, one of the most important things about doing a patio is to make sure it's square. So what I did to make sure it was square is coming off of the foundation. First, I had to verify the foundation, which is square, which is what I did. And then I ended up with these lines. This line is set parallel to the foundation. And I checked that by measuring off the wall in 2 spots. All right, so now we're going to check and make sure these lines are square. which they are. And now our first paver will go in here, and then we'll be able to run that way and run that way. And because these lines are set at our height, we're going to know we have the right height. All right, so let's get going with the pavers. All right, I'm going to start with a square paver and just line it up to my lines. All right, big one, Josh.
So how much space do you leave in between these?
So if you notice, go right in with it. You see those tabs?
Yeah.
Those are made so they connect. And that's when we know we're in line. So these plastic rails are very important. They're going to hold everything together. So we're going to run them on the outside of the entire pelham down with this spike.
Okay.
All right. All right, Christy, why don't you grab that broom? What do you think?
It's great. I love it.
All right. Well, we have one more step. This is a polymer sand, so I'm going to dump it, and as I dump it, you just sweep it into the joints.
Okay.
All right. Christy, you're going to wet it down to activate the sand.
Okay.
Never spray directly down, just make it wet. Well, that's great. Well, all right, we're done. We just pushed the sand in, so just give it about an hour to cure, and after that, you guys can go crazy, do whatever you want.
Looks great. So kids, grill at this point.
All of that.
Well, thank you very much. We love it. That looks
All right,
awesome.
great. Well, thank you guys for your help, and thanks for having me out, and good luck with baby number 3 for sure.
Thank you.
Thanks,
all right,
Mark. Appreciate
you
it.
got it, Josh.
Hey, Jen.
Hey, Kevin.
What are you working on?
Oh, just some outdoor kitchens.
Love outdoor kitchens.
I know they really, really create a focal point. They anchor the back of the whole space, just that whole entertainment area.
They're all the rage now, right?
They are. I mean, it's so nice to be able to eat and cook outside.
So that's interesting. Are you the new kitchen designer, the landscape designer
Some
becomes
say
kitchen
it is
designer?
so.
All right, so when a client comes to you and says, give me an outdoor kitchen, what are you telling them?
Well, I asked them how do they want to use the space? What kind of things do you like to cook? Are you a big griller? Do you want just a grill, or do you want other appliances to be part of it?
Smoker, refrigerator,
Yeah,
fire, all that kind of
rotisserie,
stuff.
anything. So I have the clients pick the appliances and then figure out how to incorporate it in. And then you have to think of style, and then you have to think of materials and where the placement is in the garden.
So is this one of your designs?
This is.
That is awesome.
Yeah,
I love that.
this is in downtown in the city, and
Yep.
you would never know.
Yeah.
Um,
So in this case, obviously the stonework is gorgeous and it gives you a countertop, but all I'm really seeing is a grill, right? Just simple.
This client just wanted a grill, but they wanted a lot of counter space so they could lay out and cook and entertain and put drinks. And then we also incorporated wood into this to match the fence in the background. So it's kind of you don't have to have all stainless steel. That added a nice touch.
Looks like $1 million, but obviously simple, right? Just grilling.
Exactly. So other ones, next step up, if you want to add more appliances, I think usually a refrigerator is asked for next.
Yeah. So storage underneath the grill, same situation.
Yep,
Now
this
we've
is
got the place
storage
for cold beers and
drawers.
drinks and stuff.
Exactly. You could add lights to this. There's a rotisserie actually in this one. Again, we did bluestone countertops, natural stone veneer. But if you want to take it to the next level, I mean, get totally tricked out, and then it's a massive structure. But the homeowner really, really wanted all these pieces into the project. So we have a refrigerator, we have a grill, this is a warming drawer, there's the storage, got your paper towel holders. It's ridiculously amazing. And you have trash and recycling.
Yep. So it is a full-on kitchen, right? It's got sort of all the things that you'd have inside the house right there, tucked into that one little spot. So simple grill or more appliances go all the way up. The basic building blocks for these all seem to be stone in this case.
You have to set the layout for it. Okay, so
it's
just
actually stone block. This is concrete block.
exactly. So once you have the appliances and you know your dimensions, then of course you have to figure out layout, and then also how far away are you from the house, because you're going to need electricity and plumbing plumbed in for the grill.
Which I'm seeing here. So you can see the plumber's been there. That's
Yep.
your gas line. There's the electrical stainless steel base. Once that protective covers off,
Exactly.
block, and then that stone veneer you're talking about.
Yes.
So
and
this is full on construction.
Right. I mean, just like a stone wall, you would we poured a base, so there is a footing, and then you create the structure with the block, since you know the dimensions, and then the veneer stone goes right on.
Gotcha.
In some cases, you need an insulation jacket, which goes underneath the grill if you're close to wood or anything for combustibles.
Yep, got it. Beautiful.
So that is great. We usually, for countertops, we usually use bluestone, sometimes granite, whatever the client wants and matches their scene. So and there's one more I just want to show you because this was super fun.
Just showing off. So now we've got fire pit, we've got some seating, we've got dining seating, and then that thing back there.
That is a pizza oven. So we followed this hippie book we found from California, and we followed a somewhat template. Of course, we had to change a few things.
Rich hippies. Look at that thing. That's beautiful.
So it's wood fired. They stoke it down below. This is a metal grade food bin, and that's where the chimney is.
Good. All right. Well, you know who I'm calling soon.
All right. Let me know. It really, really makes an outdoor space.
Thank you, Jen.
Welcome.
The thump of a trunk closing is a satisfying sound, and it leads to some other equally satisfying sounds. Save more this Labor Day in store and online at the Home Depot. The Home Depot. How doers get more done.
I love this car. And it says here on Auto Trader that you offer home test drives?
Yep, wouldn't be a problem at all.
That's great. Hey, buddy, can you do me a favor? Put some pants back on, please. Big boys wear pants, right?
I am a big boy.
Sorry, what was that? My kid just walked in.
Are you ready to get this home test drive started?
Yeah, for sure.
All right.
You thought I was talking to you.
I thought you were talking to me.
You have pants on, though, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, it's corporate policy.
Find dealers offering home services on Auto Trader.
I'm Sweetie, and this is my McDonald's order. I get a Big Mac, Chicken McNuggets, fries, and a Sprite with sweet and sour and barbecue sauce. But I like to mix it all up. So I'm gonna put some fries on my Big Mac. Or top my fries with Chicken McNuggets. That's right. Or make a totally new sandwich like this. As long as you're doing you, you're doing the Sweetie meal. Order ahead on the McDonald's app.
Thrive Market's here, and your life's about to get way easier. We save you tons on organic groceries, so you can get everything from pantry favorites to non-toxic cleaning essentials to sustainable meat and seafood. And without the big retail markups, you'll save up to 30% on the best products. We'll deliver what you need, so you can spend more on what matters. Join now and get $20 off your first order.
Experience all the movies, all summer long, all for free.
Hell yeah.
Whoa. Popcorn Summer Movies, only on Pluto TV.
Okay, Tommy, what are you thinking?
Well, I'm thinking of building a bench like this. It's like a combination shoe rack bench. My wife wanted something to put by the door if somebody comes in, a place to put your shoes.
Yep, sit down on storage right there. Are you guys on a budget?
Yeah. Well, she got this online. I said, no, I'm really not going to.
That's a little flimsy.
Yeah. I want to make something a little bit heavier, and I also want to change the design a little bit.
So maybe get rid of the exposed hardware, beef it up a touch?
Yeah. So I actually want to make it out of this material right here. This is actually straight grain fir. I like working with straight grain fir. It's good, strong wood.
So fir's nice, right? Stable, but also looks great. I mean, you could paint it, but even if you left it natural, it's going to be a great look.
You could paint it, stain it. Yeah, right. Leave a natural finish on it. This is actually porch decking.
Yeah, right.
1x4. Nice. Get it at the home center. And I got some baluster stock, 2x2s. It's about 1 3/8 square. We use that for the legs. I think we can get started by cutting some rough lanes.
Beautiful.
For this project, I have several repetitive cuts to make. To make sure that they come out the same each time, I use a stop on my miter saw. inch different length, I just reposition the stop and make the next cut. All right, now I need 9 pieces cut at 9 1/4 inches. My stop won't come in that far. So to fix that, I'm just going to take a scrap piece of wood, put it on here, loosen this up, slide this over, and measure from the end of this board right here over to where my cut needs to be, which is 9 1/4. Block it down, and I have a stop right there that I can go to. I want to create the look that the slats are mortised into each rail, but it can be time consuming to create the mortise and tenon joint in each piece. To speed up the process, I'll create a long dado in each rail and a rabbet on each end of the slats. The table saw will accept a stacked dado blade, but I'll just use a standard blade, moving the rip vents over the thickness of the blade for a series of cuts. For the rabbets on each end, I will stand up each board, making one set of cuts. Now we can start assembling our end panels. Now the dados that I put in the top and the bottom of each one of the pieces, I want to make those simulated like a mortise. The way we're going to do that, we're going to insert a filler piece in the dado in between each one of the lats. So we eyeball it, lay it out, so we have one in the center, and then we divide that and again, center it. I'm going to put one dab of glue inside the dado. I don't want to put too much because it's going to squeeze out anyways, but I'm going to put in one, push it down a little bit. I don't want to push it all the way in yet. So put the next one in. Stand this up. Stand the next one up.
No glue on the slats by design.
Not yet. We'll put it in when we assemble a piece. All right, so now that they're in, I can push these down as far as they go. And I can push them in tight so they may slide in just a little bit. Okay, so there's one. Now we'll do the other side. Now our spacers are all set where they need to go. Now I'm going to take it apart, let the glue set up just for a minute, and then we'll sand them smooth. Now we'll do the same thing for our shelf slats. Once the glue has dried on the end panels and the shelves, I can use a jig to drill slots for pocket screws. This is a fast way to make a strong connection. So I want to put one right there. All right, so now we're ready to screw the pieces together. And rather than keep it flush with the outside edge of the leg, I like to recess it back about 1/2 inch. To gauge that, just take a couple of scrap pieces of 1/2 inch, put it down, put a side panel on it, and that gives us our 1/2 inch reveal. Now just screw it off flush. right, so now we're ready to set our shelf right up here. I set a gauge block, put it down like that. Put our shelf in it, and again, fit lightly. Put a couple of screws in it, and move our gauge block. All right, take the block out, move it up. Ready?
Ready.
Okay, so these are the boards for the top. Just leave them loose. We're not even going to glue them. Put them on. Measure back an inch for our overhang. All right. Should be an inch. We'll check it. All right, now just put the legs on top. Line it up with our marks. See how close it is. All right, put on the mark down there. Okay, good there. Got it. I'll screw this side off. Now we're ready to apply the finish. I'm going to spray on a couple of coats of high gloss water-based urethane. Once that dry, we'll put 2 or 3 coats of satin on top of that.
Okay, let's see, Tommy. Looks pretty good.
That finish, that's a water-based finish.
Yeah, a bunch of coats on there. Looks nice.
Dry
Look at
that,
that,
baby.
sturdy.
I love it.
Oh, it's not that
It's not
sturdy.
set up yet.
Oh, really? You didn't want a denim finish?
You are on.
It is that sturdy. Richard, what do you think?
Love it.
Yeah,
Really
perfect height.
Yeah.
Good for the shoes.
Yeah. Oh.
It's good for carrying a lot of weight too, I see.
Tommy, plumber approved.
Yeah, that's
Nice.
great.
All right, well, we'd love to hear from you, so keep the letters and the emails coming. Until next time, I'm Kevin O'Connor.
I'm Richard Thuy.
And I'm Tom Silver.
For Ask This Old House.
So, are you staying?
Yeah.
Help me refinish this thing now.
Listos para descubrir un verano de posibilidades en un Chevy nuevo. Un verano como nunca. Un verano como siempre. Listos para un verano inolvidable con Chevy. Find new momentos. Find new roads. Sin pagos mensuales por 120 días en toda la Silverado 1500 cabina extendida más 2.49% de financiamiento con GM Financial y puedes obtener un bono en efectivo de $2,500.
New customers get our best deals on all smartphones. That's right, but what if I'm already a customer? Oh, no problem. Hey, Cam.
Yeah.
Same deal. Yeah, it's kind of our thing.
Oh, it's a great deal. What if I'm new to AT&T?
Cam, can
Oh, nice.
Hey, but what about for existing?
it's the same deal.
Is he okay?
It's not complicated. With AT&T, everyone can ace back to school with our best deals on every smartphone, like the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 3 5G.
This is Megan Davies, Beachbody Super Trainer. This is MBF, Muscle Burns Fat, Megan's 21-day fitness program that turns your body into a fat-burning machine in 30 minutes a day.
I created MBF with one goal in mind, to get you results. You guys ready to work out today? Make the commitment, decide to get the results you've always wanted, and we will do this together.
Go to beachbody.com/MBF to try MBF for free.
My wedding planner got me these fries. She's making sure I eat before the wedding. She's amazing, and I found her on Thumbtack. Same place I found all my wedding vendors. It was so easy to find exactly who I needed on Thumbtack. I checked profiles, reviews, and prices, asked a million questions, and did it all in the app. I found vendors who really got me. And now, the big day is finally here. And so is my fried chicken. Oh, I do. I really do. Find your people. Download Thumbtack today.
Introducing Vizzy Lemonade, the only lemonade hard seltzer with antioxidant vitamin C. It just hits different. All new Vizzy Lemonade. Step up your seltzer game.
Next time on Ask This Old House.
White cedar shingles are a common building material used up and down the East Coast, and I'll tell you everything you need to know about it.
If your garden faucet has a slight drip like this, it might be easier to fix than you think.
we plan everything, we're super excited about it, and then we go on vacation. The hardest part of keeping up with a garden is watering. I'm headed to Raleigh, North Carolina with a solution.
Today on Ask This Old House.
White cedar shingles are a common building material used up and down the East Coast, and I'll tell you everything you need to know about it.
If your garden faucet has a slight drip like this, it might be easier to fix than you think.
Yeah, we love the idea of it, and we sort of get to this point where we get all our plants and vegetables, and we spend all this money at the store. We have a whole family gathering, we plan everything, we're super excited about it, and then we go on vacation. And we come back and everything's dead. The hardest part of keeping up with a garden is watering. I'm headed to Raleigh, North Carolina with a solution.
Exposed white cedar shingles are an iconic look in coastal homes throughout the Northeast. They're kind of an interesting building material because even though they're made of wood, they're installed on homes untreated. Eastern white cedar is naturally insect and rot resistant. They start off a light brown, and as time passes and they're exposed to rain, moisture, salt, and wind, they weather into a light textured gray. But because they are still often installed untreated, they require different care and maintenance than other types of siding. Hey, Kevin.
Hey, Tom, how are you?
I'm well, thanks. How are you doing?
Good.
My pleasure. I like your house. Very New England. Painted clapboards on the front and white cedar shingles left natural on the rest of it.
Yeah, my wife and I, we love it. We recently moved in and purchased the house. This is our first time owning a house with cedar shingles, and when we had the home inspection done, there was a few things the inspector pointed out. I'd love to get some feedback on what we can do.
All right, well, let's take a look. Why don't we start on this end of the house over here?
Sounds good. So on this side of the house right here, we have a little bump out where our family room is. And you can see right here where the roof line meets the side of the house.
Oh, yeah.
One of the areas that the inspector did point out are some of the shingles that meet the roof line, where his concern was potentially some rot setting in right there.
Yeah, and he's right about that. You can actually see how the shingles are dark. That tells me that they're still wet from the rain, and that's why the moss is growing there. The shingles are touching the roof, and they shouldn't be.
Okay.
There should be a space there, probably around 3/4 of an inch. The reason for that is the shingles get wet from the rain. They're touching the roof shingles. The water is then sucked up into the wood, causing it to rot and causing the mold and the moss to grow. So you're going to have to cut those away from the roof shingles so that the wood shingles can dry out.
Got it.
I also noticed that there's moss right there growing down above your electrical meter.
Yep.
The roofer should have put a little kicker underneath that bottom shingle. Just bend a piece of flashing up. So as the water runs down the side, that kicker pushes the water away from the sidewall and into the gutter, and that would stop that moss that's growing down there above the electrical.
Got it. Okay.
All right? All right, so let's see what else you have.
Yeah, sounds good. Let's take a walk around back.
All right, Kevin, I can see you have the same issue on this side of the roof that you had on the other side, where the shingles are really wet because they're touching the roof.
Okay.
All right. And also I can see how the water's coming down here because you don't have the kicker. These shingles have actually got some green in them. So that's a moss starting to grow. And as I look down here, this is actually rotted. So this really needs to be cleaned. So when it's green, it should be cleaned.
Got it. So what about the black discoloration here? Is this the same issue that we're having along this side of the house?
Well, it's similar, but this is just Mother Nature doing what she does to wood. When wood gets wet and it dries out, it gets wet again, a mold or a mildew will grow on the wood. And it's the look that people like. I mean, you can clean it if you want, but it will always come back.
Got it.
I'd be more concerned about the green over here and the green down here. So again, if it's green, it should be cleaned.
Got it. So Tom, on this side of the house, this is probably most concerning for myself. You can see where we're having many of the shingles kind of lift out and sort of deform, and some of them appear to be broken and potentially falling out as well.
Yeah, this side is the southeast side of the house, southeast. So this side really gets cooked from the hot sun. And you can see the shingles are all cupping and curling. So look right here. See how the shingle is cupping. So when the shingles get saturated from the rain, the water actually gets in behind because the shingle sucks up the water. Well, when the hot sun comes out, it tries to dry the wood out. In some cases, the grain of the wood will bend this way. It will also cup like this. And the sun has cooked them so dry that they're just drying and falling apart. Bad news is this side should definitely be redone.
Well, it doesn't sound like the greatest news here on the siding.
No, unfortunately it isn't. But let's think about it. How old is this house?
Well, it's about 30 years old.
30 years old. You have white cedar shingles on this building that have never had anything put on them for protection. For you to get 20 to 25 years out of those, you're doing really good.
Okay.
So I think it's time for them all to come off and get changed. Now, you want to be smart about it. You want to hire a contractor that's licensed and knows what he's doing. Get a few prices. It's going to be a big job. It could be 2 to 4 weeks for this project to happen. In the long run, you're going to be happy.
All right. Well, sounds like we got some work ahead of us then, huh?
You sure do. It's going to be dry and it's going to look good.
Sounds good. All right. Thanks, Tom.
All right, Kevin.
The thump of a trunk closing is a satisfying sound, and it leads to some other equally satisfying sounds. Save more this Labor Day in store and online at the Home Depot. The Home Depot, how doers get more done.
It's Laundry Truth with Cat and Nat. I have so many kids and so much laundry, I don't have time for pre-treating.
What even is this? It looks like cheese, but it smells like barf.
With Tide Pods, you don't need to worry.
The pre-treaters are built in, so you just toss them in before the close.
Tide Pods dissolve even when the water is freezing. Nice.
If it's gotta be clean,
it's gotta be Tide.
Hey, Shaq. Oh, what up, fellas? Remember you were talking about the General being great insurance, and we disagreed with you. But we stopped letting you sit with us at lunch. I do. Well, turns out you were right. We just misjudged them based on their commercials.
They're actually a quality insurance company. Been saving people money for nearly 60 years.
That's what I've been telling you.
Can we sit with you?
Milton? Means no. For a great low rate and nearly 60 years of quality coverage, make the right call and go with the General.
Whether you're overwhelmed with freezing that email, figuring out dinner, or taking depression naps, don't worry, we're here for you. Alpha offers online treatment for over 50 health conditions, and you won't have to face video chatting your provider. You're welcome, social anxiety. Fill out our online form on your own time, and you'll receive a personalized treatment plan built by a medical team that'll know you better than your social media feed. Experience a new way of primary care online. Learn more at helloalpha.com.
Experience all the movies, all summer long, all for free.
Hell yeah.
Whoa. Popcorn Summer Movies, only on Pluto TV.
What gives, Pops? What are you, a consultant now? You don't do any work?
Hey, he's got a lot of problems with that wall, a lot of typical problems.
Yeah.
You know, so they're going to have to go in there, strip off the siding, obviously set up a stage, and then see the house, condition of the house, fix anything, and then re-side.
And as you say, big job. So when the crew shows up, let's talk about what they should be doing to make sure he gets a good job.
Well, they're going to strip the house down to the sheathing. Yeah. They can see the condition of the sheathing, and obviously they may have to repair it in certain spots. But they want to then cover the wall before the shingles go on and protect it.
So let's talk about the covering. You've got something up here that we use typically, right?
This is a waterproof microfiber non-porous barrier that goes on the wall. And really, if any water should get behind the siding, it can run down behind this matrix right here.
Right. So this is providing an air barrier and a water barrier.
Right.
And then we've also got this sort of gap that's created with your matrix.
That gives you the air and allows a place for the water to run behind it. The idea of it is you really want that siding to be able to dry out from behind, because the wood will rot if it just sits on a paper or or the wood sheathing below.
And you can see on Kevin's house that there were some of those shingles that were still soaking wet days after a rain. So that air gap helps them dry out.
Absolutely.
So when it comes to installation, you guys call this a starter course?
This is a starter course. You want to double up or triple up the first course depending on the pitch of the shingle. And that's really because of the plane of the shingle. If you don't do it, that first course looks funny.
Yeah.
So, but it also is another reason you do it is because when you're putting the shingles on the house, so now I'm ready for that next course. Let's say I want to be 5 inches up maximum. All right. So then I go up 5 inches, 5 inches. But if you look, this row right here, that first course, if it's not doubled up, water can get right in there and the house is not protected. That's why you put the second course on over the previous joint from below.
Gotcha. All right. So let's get some shingles up here on the wall and just see your technique.
5 inch maximum reveal. But that reveal is basically changed in relationship to the house. So you want your horizontals to line up with, let's say, a window, a sill, or a header. And basically, I just roughly made 5.25 inches.
So this is just a guide right here.
This is a shelf to sit them on. So you can basically take your shingles out of the box, you lay them on the wall, you stagger over the joints. Like that, and once you've staggered over the joints, you nail them in place. Now, when the installer is installing the shingles, the first thing you want to do before you lay them on the wall is you want to check the shingle real quick to see if it's cupped. See how that shingle's cupped?
I can see it from here. It's very clear.
Right. You want to make sure that you put that shingle on the wall this way so the belly is out, not this way, so it'll curl.
Because otherwise, you put it this way, you're already behind the game.
Exactly. So you put it on like that. The other thing you do is you want to look at the shingle, down the shingle like that, to see how it is, if it is cupped. You want to make sure you put that on the wall so it goes in like that, because look, if I put it on the wall that way already, it's already sticking out.
Gotcha. Okay. So once we've got these laid out on your guide here.
Right, and I've made sure that I'm over the joint behind it. I want to make sure that my nail above my 5 inch, I can just put a little reference line like that, so I know that my nails are going to be higher than the coursing, but as close to the coursing as possible.
Because this represents the bottom of the next course, so you want to make sure your nail is above that. It'll be hidden that way.
But I want to be as close as I can to it. I don't want to be nailing way up high.
Right.
I want to use a thin nail. That's called a box nail.
This one's Galvy.
Galvy.
Yeah.
You want to make sure also that the nail is 3/4 to 1 inch in from the end, close to my line. I'll nail it. Same thing on the other side. No more than 2 nails per shingle. If it's really wide, you'd go 3. A slight gap between the shingle.
Looks like a 16th to an 1/8.
Allow for the movement of the wood. And so on up the wall.
Good. Kevin put untreated shingles on his house, right?
It's pretty common practice today. You're right, and it's still done today.
How do you feel about adding some protection to the shingle, a stain?
Anything that you can put on raw wood to protect it against the weather is beneficial.
Okay, what do we got on here?
That's a bleaching oil.
So less protection is very light coating.
Light coating.
Yeah.
This is a weathering stain, just meant to weather.
And then what have you got over here?
These are solid body stains, so you can pick a color. These are just a couple of different colors.
Right.
But the stain is going to give you the best protection for the longest.
Right, so more protection, but they are going to fade, so they do have to be maintained.
Absolutely. A stained house is going to have to get restained. But it is going to give you 4, 5, 6 more years than you would get if you didn't put anything on the house.
Okay. All right, Tommy, you're forgiven. Nice job. Good information.
Thanks.
Hey, Richard.
How are you?
All right. We're talking faucets today?
Well, it's springtime. Many people are going to turn on their outside garden faucets, and many times they leak. So I thought we'd do a little care and feeding.
Yep.
All right. Here's a typical garden faucet right here. And I bet you 75 or 80% of them in this country, when you turn them on, they leak like this.
Okay.
I don't think people realize that the fix is relatively simple.
So it's not a leak that's coming down at the hose
That's right.
attachment. It's somewhere in the body of
Leaking
that.
from the bottom. So I'm just going to tighten this up and just show you what I mean. Okay.
And what are you tightening?
I'm tightening up the bonnet. Now, let me just turn this off again. I'll show you in the cutaway.
Bonnet.
So in a typical outdoor faucet like this, you can see there's full water supply right here, and there's a washer that sits against a seat. And now when you turn this knob, there's a stem that rises. See how it's coming up, and it lifts that washer off the seat.
Opens it up.
Right. At the top part, I'm going to pull this right up.
the top part is a thing called a bonnet.
Oh, so that's keeping the stem into the fixture.
So this is this bonnet that holds the stem in and has a bonnet packing. And over time, you know, what happens is as this thing goes up and down a bunch of times, this starts to get worn and loose. You know that. So many times you can just tighten up this top nut, which thereby compresses that bonnet again to have it stop leaking out from here.
Right.
But sometimes that's not enough. It's just so worn.
So you called it a bonnet. What was the black
bonnet packing?
Bonnet packing.
Okay.
So if it's not enough, what do you?
Well,
replacing
they have kits like this that you can buy at a home center that's got a little bit of everything in it. And if you can find the right one, you can do this and just pull this apart. You see it has a little nut right here. Loosen the nut.
Take the handle off.
Right, take the bonnet nut off. Remove the bonnet packing if it's worn, and then a new one goes on top of it. Now that's the simple way, right? But if you really want to make your own, don't overlook regular Teflon tape.
You knew I was going to do something like that.
Right, because Teflon tape, you take what you need, take enough. Now take it, twist it.
So make your own.
Make it your own bonnet.
Your own packing.
Okay, and now you really do the same thing. Just dance around like this. Enough time to build that.
Right.
And it's amazing. The 75% of the valves on the outside of houses that really could use this. Okay. And then just compress it. So you're replacing that with this.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Our seasonal savings aren't made to lure you in. Quite the opposite. Get you out there doing stuff. Save more this Labor Day in store and online at the Home Depot. The Home Depot. How doers get more done.
Alice loves the scent of Gain so much, she wished there was a way to make it last longer. Say hello to your fairy godmother, Alice. And long-lasting Gain scent beads, part of the irresistible scent collection from Gain.
Look at you getting back to normal. Or at least your 2021 version of what normal should be. And no matter what that is, Walgreens is here to help you do it your way. With delivery in as little as 1 hour. Because now, things come to you. Same-day vaccination appointments. Because you're ready. And Walgreens cash rewards you can donate back to your community. The new normal? I have to admit, it does have its upside. Walgreens.
Listos para descubrir un verano de posibilidades en un Chevy nuevo. Un verano como nunca. Un verano como siempre. Listos para un verano inolvidable con Chevy. Find new moment.